rolling? All right. I'm gonna just blow. Like, I feel like.
Hold on. No, I mean, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Lance Prince.
No.
Oh wait, hold on. It's a little loud.
We gotta do it actually like more naturally to flow into. I feel like it's all about the natural antidote and just talking to the camera.
Okay.
Sometimes, I feel like a lot of people want to start on the intro. You know what I'm like?
Wait, hold up. No, you good. I just wanna. Hold up. Yeah, I just don't want. I don't want to have like. Guys, quiet on set. My apologies. All right, my apologies to the camera then. Yeah, all right, I'm Lance Prince. Yeah, speaking about being natural, I like to introduce myself.
He loves to introduce himself.
Yeah, I do. I like saying my name.
His one thing is like on stage, he says, you got to make sure you say your name.
Yeah, I say it a lot. I say it a lot. I even I make sure that we announce our names, especially when we perform, like we did on Outside. We were like, all right, make noise for Johnny Walker. Let's go. And then you get into your verse.
Yeah, that's true. You did do that.
Yeah, so we do things like that. I feel like that's good to get people to remember who's performing.
Remember the name. That's what happens. I had a point I was getting to. Wait, what were we just saying?
We were talking about, being natural on starting this podcast.
Natural. Wait. Hold on. I hope I don't look fried. No.
Nah. What are we talking about? We didn't eat any fried eggs. But yeah, dude, I mean, being natural, I feel like is almost just being you. So as long as, listen, I think being me is a part of the fact that my whole goal about this career is also being known, and being Lance Prince is the name, right? Like, so my little quote is like, remember the name. Like, I do a lot of those ads on my Instagram or whatever, but like, remember the name is kind of just like that idea of like, hey, like, I guess, flip it around. I don't want to be forgotten, right? Like, it's kind of the same wording. So it's like, hey, but that's the whole point of what I'm chasing in a sense. It's like, I'm not chasing, money and people for that matter. I'm chasing the fact that, I want to be known for something great, whether it's inspirational to others or, they look up to me and want to be, a great filmmaker or a great musical artist or a great MMA fighter, whatever that may be,
That's for sure, bro. That's deep. That's really deep, actually. I really mess with that. I feel like
bringing my clothes on my bed.
I feel like being I feel like inspiration is something like large. I feel like who are some of your inspirations in like in your career thus far, just in your lifetime? Who are some big like inspirations? I feel
I'll start with the biggest one. So I wouldn't even I'm not a big J. Cole fan, right? I'm not not to throw shade. I'm not the biggest J. Cole fan.
Is it because he folded in the beat?
No, honestly, that kind of ruined a little bit of how I felt about him. I'm not going to cap, but I think the main thing is even when I first started listening to music, I love Tupac and Wu-Tang in like heavy amounts in a sense. But
Tupac, what's your favorite Tupac song?
All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me. What's your favorite Wu-Tang track?
That's a good one. I like a lot of them. I think my most recent.
I should say, what's your favorite album?
Yeah. That's better.
I think that's a better question.
Enter the 36 Chambers, the OG album for sure. But going back to it, J. Cole did inspire me to begin this music career, bro.
Okay.
It started with what do you call it? COVID. During COVID, and I had my my little pill addiction, etc. But before that, a little time, I had been laying in my room crossfaded and just listening to music, and I had found all of J. Cole's albums, and I was just listening to the albums in the order that it was created.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, and I was just listening to how it's, oh my God, it's a pieced up story from intro, like literally the song being intro, called the intro. So I'm like, I gotta start from the beginning and go to the end, and they're just full piece stories. So I was like, oh shit, let me tell people my story, even though I don't even think I had a story in a sense at the time, but I felt like I was gonna go, in order to go and create memories and create a story, I guess I needed a reason. So my reason was because I was gonna go write it down and go put it in music. Does that make sense? It's like almost in order to go live life, I knew that I needed a goal per se. So my goal was to be able to also reflect it onto others. So whether that's being a great person and an inspiration to others and et cetera, that's where I guess I've been leading my way into. But, J. Cole was huge for that. And he's very positive, and all right. But my main one really heavily, like I guess flat out, so everybody knows what's up. It's Travis Scott for sure.
Travis Scott.
I
I
know.
want to say something interesting before
Yeah.
you go on about Travis Scott. I want to say something interesting about what you said about how you listened to the J. Cole's album like front to back, like the first one to the last one,
I
right?
believe that's how some albums are meant to be listened to.
No, I don't even mean the whole. You were saying in sense of like the songs, right, from intro
Right.
to end. I thought you were saying you started on his first album and you listened to like the like all the way, like actual.
I did.
But and you know what's beautiful about that? Because if
went
you
in
go
order,
back, the beautiful thing about like online music now is if you go back, like I remember when I was growing up, like I didn't have much CDs. So like a lot of the music was just on YouTube, and like you didn't have it so beautifully placed, like within a Spotify or an Apple Music. I feel like the fact that now it's so easy and efficient to just like go on your phone and say, I want to listen to everything from, let's say, Justin Timberlake from his first project to his end project. It is just such a clean interface. Because
Right.
if you think about it, like in the end, you used to have like a bunch of CDs where you had their whole CDs. You would have
I
to
used to
take
have
it out,
them,
put it into the. It's like it's wild how things have changed. And also the other thing I was saying too was like when you said from the intro
Yeah.
to like the outro, right? Because I feel like that reminded me of the point. I was thinking like with the intro, I feel like a lot of people look for intros to do, and I feel like
yeah, right.
yeah,
Right.
a lot of people look for like intros, and I feel like sometimes the best intro is you just get into it. You know?
Yeah, and like even now that we're more comfortable, welcome
Right.
to the Winner Table podcast.
Welcome to the Winner Table podcast.
We promised on the last podcast we'd bring Winner Table clothing, and we didn't. So,
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we did. I did at least.
You did.
But,
I you know what?
But hey, if you want to see it, I guess just go look at it at the winnertable.com.
Do I have some I was supposed to bring some Winner Table stuff. Do I have anything? No.
Honestly,
See, that's funny. I was looking for my hoodie this morning before I left because I was like, I need that hoodie for some reason.
it's okay. You better wash
to bring
them
it.
and
Wash
fold them nicely for this music video
The music video.
and the photo shoot, because the girls are going to be wearing the photo shoot. So if anybody don't know, we have like a little music video photo shoot Sunday, and for a big EP drop. But yeah, I was just reminding you, like
Definitely.
good homies.
Yeah,
should.
music video Sunday, which is depending on when this has come out, that's supposed to be this coming Sunday. We're gonna have some drifters for a song called "Picture This." It's
Yeah,
gonna be super
few
dope.
car drifters.
But
yeah.
you know what's cool? So continue because you were saying Travis Scott is one of your big influences.
Yeah.
Continue on that.
You know what? It's funny you even mentioned intros. Like, I think he has something very good about his intros. He has something very, like, not even intro song. I'm talking about intros to his music, to the very end of his music, and sometimes to a degree of, like, matching the ADHD minds of today. Like, he's always changing the beats sometimes in, like, certain songs. Like, Schizo is a really good song, 7 minutes long. It changes the beat, like, 4 or 5 times.
I mean, with a name like Schizo, it makes sense.
Right, yeah.
I think beat changes are something that is being more utilized, like that I've been hearing lately.
We should probably start utilizing it ourselves. We should start looking into it.
I have a few tracks actually with some beat changes.
I have not.
I have one in the cut that I should probably finish.
Let's talk about finishing that song, but maybe something for my single other than that other beat we've been working on. I think I should also do a beat drop one, because I have never even worked on a song with
one with
little beat switch. My apologies, not beat drop.
No, beat switches are freaking fire.
Yeah, and back to it, like Travis Scott also is really good at creating a story within his album, and I know a lot of people think he's just talking about nothing, but go back to Rodeo, go back to just from the beginning, he's been putting masterpieces out. Drugs You Should Try It being a part of that album, which was days before Rodeo. Okay. So like people don't even know, but that was the EP that released before the album drop of the Rodeo, and then before that he also had one for Astro World, but that was unreleased. I think, don't quote me on that, but he keeps doing things where he releases a pre-EP, and Days Before Rodeo is one of those classic albums like that most people haven't heard because you can't find it on Spotify. So yeah, it's like something about from the beginning so back to like how J. Cole was like, from start to finish, from his albums to his last album, it was just like, oh wow, like he's really something different. Travis Scott hits all the realms of sound, lyricism, just all of it, man. And it's just, I guess that's why maybe my sounds also reflect it. That's why I also wanted to
No, I definitely, because I can see that. I can see that. Now, I feel like the only thing for me to do is to ask the tough questions.
Like maybe actually the AC was not a bad idea.
Oh, now you're getting hot.
Yeah. Honestly, like fuck y'all. We're gonna turn on the AC. Enjoy the sounds. Yeah, it's getting hot for me at least because I'm wearing a jacket and I'm not taking this jacket off.
You're not taking the jacket off.
I am not taking the jacket off. Guys, check out this jacket that Johnny didn't put me on. You like it? It's a good jacket. I see it nicely. Oh yeah, it's got that. Johnny did not show me this jacket, or Johnny was not about to buy it, and then.
Oh, there's the AC.
There we go.
Right. Hopefully,
enjoy the beautiful beach.
I'm actually over here drinking tea, and you're saying you're hot. I got some fresh chamomile tea from the Sesh Cafe.
Yeah, I got hot. Whatever.
Shout out Remy, bro.
Yeah, Remy,
the realest in the game. Shout out Remy, the realest in the game.
Everybody cheer.
Make some noise in the building.
Yo, but other than Travis Scott, there we go.
There you go. Yeah, let that rock. Drop a bomb. Drop a bomb one time. Do we have a bomb?
Oh yes, beautiful. You know what I'll say to finish off the Travis Scott thing?
Continue.
Kid Cudi and Kanye West, the connection of him and his art being like, it's just like I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to get at, but his art of Kanye and Kid Cudi inspiration, you could tell in his music. Like,
now,
you could
here's my question. I actually agree with all that. I think I like the one song with Cudi and Travis, like when they did what was it called?
There's so many now.
Yeah. Oh. Now, here's the thing. Do you think he's actually recovered after, like, as of now? Like, do you think everything with his his likability? Oh, take your time.
No, we're good. We're good.
Everything with like his likability and like everything. Do you think it's changed since that Travis Scott event?
No,
or do you think he's switched it back?
No, listen.
That's why I was saying someone has to ask the hard questions.
I'm gonna put it this way. I remember just when I heard the news that Travis Scott did da 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 at his Astro World concert.
Right.
I believed it in a sense of like, wow, like this guy is an asshole for not just taking a second to stop. But after being a performer and doing the big show that we did, for example,
right? I mean, that wasn't even a big show. That was like 30 people, bro. Like
there was at least 50 to 100 people in our. If nobody knows, Johnny is a little bit of impaired. No, but bro,
impaired, that is true.
50 to 100 for sure.
Okay, 50 to 100, but that was different.
Okay,
right. The Travis Scott
But we're saying, right, even that, like, we're saying millions. That makes it harder.
Was it millions though? I don't think it was millions.
All right, let's just say thousands, right? What I'm trying to
throwing out
I'm throwing out numbers. All I'm trying to say is after performing, I realized that, like, dude, I kind of shut out in a sense where I kind of like either just focus on the performance. How's my vocals? How am I singing? How am I looking? How's this, that? Did I just smack Johnny with my elbow?
One time you did.
That happened. Like, so in a sense, I'm just trying to say, like, I think I realized after being a performer, like, holy shit, maybe Travis didn't do that on purpose. Like, maybe he genuinely was shut out. He's really focused on the performance. He has things planned, right? We had things completely planned to a T on the time, on the dot. Right. So we're thinking about all these things that we choreographed, and I don't think for a second I would have. Maybe if like everybody's screaming stop, but like I don't know. From what I understand in the news, everybody was screaming stop. So again, take what I'm saying for a grain of salt. Right. But in a sense, it's like, again, he's done it longer, so maybe there's no excuse on that. So I've done it for less time.
Am I gonna see
You're
that?
Blind. You're straight blind, bro. How are you gonna see that?
Like
but
crazy.
Maybe he has a vision impairment. He just hasn't talked about it.
No,
I don't know. I'm just making excuses for him because I love him. But
that was saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like.
Yeah, Travis.
Here's the thing: artists are also human too.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Sometimes we all are gonna make mistakes, but the thing is, like you said, you still feel like his music and him, like there's a thing. Like,
dude. Well, not only that, but I was at a performance.
Wait, you went to a Travis Scott performance?
No, I went to a performance called Galantis at Brooklyn Mirage back last June, and the venue was tight. The venue was tight, and we're talking thousands crunched in to this space. And I remember just trying to squeeze through and walk by. And I remember talking to my friend, because this is now the people are packing in to get ready for this guy, like Galantis or this whatever. It's EDM rave, and that's when I really also realized, like, holy shit, like I think people came here to pass out, like so. I'm walking with my friend. I'm like, dude, I have a bad feeling that people are going to start getting carted out soon. That's how tight it was, right? And I'm just trying to walk through to the back where there's space. And we were on the back half. Fuck the front. Oh, my God. Imagine how tight that shit is. You have a gate in front of you and all that. So I realized like that, too. I was like it's also about the people, too. The people were so good about helping other people get out when they were passing out and this and that, that it almost didn't have whatever issues Travis Scott's concert did, versus what this, this event, I bet a lot of people passed out. I would say a good 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 people passing out. Maybe close to 100 people passing out, bro. They're all getting either ice, carted out, water, straight up. And I'm thinking in my head, like...
I mean, a lot of concerts, though, people are taking unhealthy. I feel like that's something that people don't really notice. Like, I was hearing my one friend the other day telling me that they were at a concert. Like, she's a girl full of just sweaty dudes, and it was, like, packed in there hot, like, no air. I think it was Irving Plaza, and she was like, she had to leave early. Like, that's the thing. I feel like and then you hear stories about people that like kids that go to Warped Tour back when Warped Tour was a thing, and like they didn't drink any water. People just with
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's the thing. Like,
yeah, and it also depends on the venue. How is the venue? What's their security? What is going on this end? Sure, I remember the part on the news. Travis Scott supposedly tweeted out like, get everybody comes in for free. Like, so people like, push the fences and all this. So again,
I don't know.
I'm not going to say that I support whatever. I see the good. I see the bad. I see both sides. But
here's the thing. I think at the end
clearly.
of the day, what I was saying is all artists are going to be human. So everyone's going to make. And when you're on a like such a high level like that, it's like, okay, you could see that now everyone sees your mistakes. And you have opportunities to make even bigger mistakes. Think about like that.
Right.
Like you're put in a position where you can make some of the biggest mistakes that that anyone could, and it's like you do it in front of all these people
and separate the art from the human in a sense. Like, are you really? That's hard to say because you want to be able to relate with not only the person that's singing it, but also the song, etc. But like, man, like the art is totally separate from the human. I feel like because the human is expressing, and the expression is now put on a canvas.
Right.
Now it's up to you how you want to perceive the canvas. But the rest, that's not a human on the canvas. That's what the human expressed. I think that's what people get wrong. Like, are you enjoying his expression or not? That's it. So, are you enjoying his song or not? That's
right.
You don't like him personally, then fine. That might hinder your ability to go listen to him or search him up because you don't want to get. But again, back to like, definitely see both sides. We're all human. We're all artists.
But I mean, there you go. Like one of your biggest inspirations, Travis Scott.
Right. And I'm not over here thinking about but that one time that he messed up, like, no, I'm thinking about how he did his lyricism, how he put stories together, how did he put these beats together, this, that, and the third. So I'm not, I'm gonna learn from his mistakes,
right?
Leave it at that, and make sure I don't repeat obvious mistakes that have been, put right in front of my face. You feel me? In that sense.
Someone's got to do it so everyone can learn, right?
Yeah,
there's always that mentality. Like someone had to first. Like even like you put cavemen in that ideal. It's like someone had to first try something and to actually like get allergic to it for them to realize let's not do that or eat that berry.
And I love that you're bringing this conversation up because I'm just gonna go back and ask about your inspiration. But dude, you think that maybe the human brain evolved with shrooms? Like I like this conversation. Like I think that shrooms evolved
with shrooms.
Yeah, because like psychedelics making you think the way like. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the way I think and the person I am is because of, the psychedelics that I've taken in a sense, and I don't, recommend it or anything. But there's a part where it's like it opens your mind up for those moments, and you start seeing things differently, and you think differently, and so you go back to your normal state eventually, and you reassess what you've been thinking, but your mind is open to new ideas and new concepts and new possibilities, and that's why maybe I seem like a person to you that has no limits, etc. But I have limits for sure, and I'm aware of it. Maybe that's what makes me want to push it further.
That's deep,
right?
And what's interesting is like you hear a lot of people say that like mushrooms or those like psychedelics have actually changed their lives or changed their personality and things. I feel like there's a lot of people that do them. For me, I feel like I'm worried because I feel like I don't think I can handle the trip. I've never done mushrooms. I don't think I can.
That's okay, but I feel like what my point is like the first monkeys my
question is saying, what was the trip like? How does mushrooms change your brain? Like, how do you feel like? Okay, what do you think about? Because like I'm saying, I don't want to take one. Like I always said, I'll try microdosing, but like,
dude,
what is taking mushrooms?
I'll put it this way. The best way to explain it is you feel more connected to Earth.
Interesting.
And you realize how superficial a lot of things are. money, wanting followers.
Wow. So detaching from vanity almost.
Yeah, man. You and it forces you to, and some people have a bad trip, but that's really because you had a bad day.
Wow.
And you're not supposed to really be And listen, people that have bad trips, it's opening your mind to what you are not thinking of. These are your thoughts, bro. I don't know who thought that the mushrooms are giving you thoughts, bro. These are your thoughts, right? Like,
hold on, drop a bomb for that. The mushroom are not giving these thoughts.
Yeah, give that.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking
about. There we go.
Because listen. Like, a lot of people conceive it as like the drugs are giving you this crazy. In reality, is how much drugs you take and how often you take it will eventually make you not think straight. That's you because there's a logical state of mind, and then there's expressive and open, and I'm not a neurosurgeon over here to be able to explain it, with some educated beliefs, but I would say that, hey, like, the mushrooms opened my mind to thoughts that I wasn't letting myself think, or opened my mind up to letting thoughts in that I wouldn't have let in. So other people's beliefs.
It's completely different from like marijuana. Would you say marijuana gives you any like? Do you ever have a breakthrough on marijuana?
Dude,
that's the question.
Weed is a weird thing to talk about because it's like I don't support anybody doing it.
Right.
But I feel like it was a part of me being able to relax, sit back, and realize that there's a lot of things that I can't control. That it helps me, and it helped me when I was back in high school for that because of COVID, etc. There's a lot of things that I wanted to control. I had my first breakup, whatever.
Okay.
So it's like it helped me get through that. Like, okay, there's a lot of things I can't control, so I'm a lip. Oh.
Hold up.
Oh, someone didn't turn off their phone. He's getting fired.
Hold on. No, it's okay. We can keep. What was I saying? I have to call. I should call him on the fucking pod.
What was I saying, y'all?
Hold on.
Just wait. I want to make note. What was I talking about?
What was he talking about?
What was I talking about?
Hey, yo, Shane. Yes. I'm on a podcast.
There we go.
I'm gonna have to.
And we.
I love how
you noted that part. You're funny for that.
Yeah, you're gonna be live on the podcast, Shane. So hold on.
Hold on. We're about to get Shane on the podcast.
This
I don't know
Shane
who is Shane.
So Shane Consalvo is an artist. He's Is he
the pianist?
Yes.
Oh, Shane, what's up? It's Lance.
What's going on?
We're on a podcast right now, brother.
Oh, which podcast?
The Winter Table Podcast.
Oh, sick.
Say what's up. Say what's up.
Shout out Johnny Walker. Shout out Ethan Ross. Shout out Turkey Royale.
Yeah.
Drop
a bomb, nigga. Yeah. Oh shit. Shane C in the bed. No, yeah. Appreciate you, Shane. Yeah, so I'll have to call you back though.
Yeah.
Shane's a cool guy. We should have him on the podcast.
Shane, you're gonna have to hop on the podcast, okay?
Yeah, man. Good.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's fire. What's going on? Holy crap. All right. Have fun. Talk to you later.
Peace, brother. Talk to you soon.
So basically, I was talking about weed being the thing that kind of just let go, because there's just like something about weed that forces you to lose control, and let go. So you have no choice then to let go of other situations or stay in your thoughts and keep digging into those thoughts. And listen, some people will call that a bad weed experience, but to me,
bad weed experience. You ever have one?
To me, well, I guess technically, I've had a few good amounts of a lot of them because
my first experience was not.
Nah, bro. I mean, I say that any bad experience is really bad experience should be labeled is labeled as overthinking. And overthinking to an extreme. You feel me? And then the rest is greening out and etc. And maybe falling asleep. You feel me? But
it's overthinking.
And what I'm saying is like, I feel like a lot of people even think weed has bad trip, this, that. Nah, it's just you are allowing yourself to dig into your thoughts and now converse with those thoughts and now add to those thoughts. And now you're all of a sudden exploding into... And listen, you deserve to deal with those thoughts because those are your thoughts. That's another thing. It's like people are like, oh, weed make me go crazy. Nah, bro. You maybe are crazy, and the weed is just showing you that.
I've heard people saying, like, lately I've heard a lot of people saying they don't smoke anymore because it gives them anxiety.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not saying that if that's something that allows you or doesn't allow you to be productive, then yeah, the fuck, why are you still doing it? Now you're just hindering yourself. You feel me? So listen, you judge your own body, you listen to your own body. You go into work, Are you gonna take a fat edible? You better not. You know what I'm saying?
What type of?
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
that-
Whatever
yeah.
job, you know. But there's
Are
people that be
you gonna
doing
take
that on a daily. People be doing that on a daily, and I used to
Yo, I
be
couldn't
on the
imagine
job.
taking a fat edible before I go into work.
Right, but I
I
used to
gotta
be
get
working
there early as hell.
Starbucks.
Fat edible.
Dude, Starbucks, I'd be fried, bro. I'd be fried. I'd be
Really?
giving people the wrong drinks.
Wait! You were fried at Starbucks?
Yeah, I used to work at Starbucks. That was a terrible
How
job.
long ago did you used to work at Starbucks?
Man, I don't want to. It's a little too early.
It's too early.
It's almost like I don't
The
want to be saying.
breakup is too early.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to talk about it. I
really
really
don't.
miss Starbucks still. Like,
Yeah. But yo, like
go, yeah, but no. I guess the whole thing was you were saying
the weed and the mushrooms, and like from my experience, I'm understanding that like, all right, these psychedelics just allow you to almost. You could see it as a valve of your brain, or you
Okay.
don't have to see it that way. You could see it as, again, hindrance, anxiety, you overthinking, you're not productive, you're lazy, you don't feel like doing this. But in other cases, I'm bringing back to like, hey, the first people that were humans,
Okay.
how did they become so highly intelligent? Well, I feel like they had to take
Oh,
something
That's
to open their minds.
that's a theory, bro.
right.
That's a theory.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Right.
you know,
What? That's crazy. Imagine if that's how like evolution was brought through the human brain was actually from eating mushrooms.
and I'm gonna go as far as to say, like, look at every animal that just has a gut
Okay.
and no brain.
What do you mean by that?
They live.
Give me examples of those.
There's
animals.
certain fish that just have a gut, no brain, and they're just
gut
fish.
and no brain.
And your gut is a stomach part. I don't know.
Right.
Again, we're
No,
not
no.
scientists. Don't sit here and quote us, but we're talking about a part of your body that, you know, they say your gut feeling this and that.
Absolutely.
But if we're talking about that, you have a gut, and certain animals have guts, and that's the only thing they live on.
Okay.
I'm gonna go as far as to say that your gut is what helped grow our brain. Taking mushrooms is what is digested through our gut. Helped.
Wow.
It's just like every. I mean, again, I'm not a scientist, and if you're gonna sit here and go write a news article saying Lance Prince said this,
That's how you can tell this guy took
I will
mushrooms.
take that as good news because that means my name is out there, and I love you for writing that article.
No,
All right,
that's how
either
you
way.
know that
Try to
you,
cancel me.
That's how you
Yeah.
know that you actually took mushrooms, because that theory is like you have to have an open mind to think that. That's a good one.
I mean, tell me a
but I
better
like
theory.
it. I like it though.
They were
That's an
conking
idea.
stones and slapping sticks together, and then eventually, you know, like someone must have picked the plant thinking it was food.
And then some guy was like, "You know what we should do? Start Instagram."
Dude, deadass. Some of the best ideas have been thought of. Again, don't quote me on it, but off of weed and, you know,
Right,
psychedelics.
right.
But back to where I think it's really important to hence that, yo, a sober mind is a clear mind too. So
Listen,
you know,
I think balance is key. Like,
balance is key. But your thoughts, back to where, you know, your thoughts are, you know, the weed is just bringing out thoughts. You know, shrooms are bringing out thoughts.
Right.
That doesn't mean your sober mind can't do that. It's just helping you do it.
Right.
So it's, you know, you don't have to think that, you know, if after what I'm saying is like, oh, now you guys want to try it. I don't recommend it. I feel like maybe you should work on
Everybody to try
meditation.
nothing, bro. We're having a conversation.
Right. Yeah, have meditation. Go learn some, like, really getting connected within yourself and within your body. And, you know, I feel like that's a better way to figure that type of stuff out.
Meditation. Do you avidly do meditation yourself?
You know
Is
what?
it-
I've thought about it. Like, the other day, I was like, do I even meditate, man? I was thinking about, like, when do I calm
Bro,
down? How do I relax?
procrastinate on meditating.
Dude, I think I do meditate, and I don't set a timer and do whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you don't ever take 30
You know what?
seconds.
I guess that's true.
You don't
are
ever take
but
30
but I
seconds to
feel
breathe?
like it's days. Like there's some day, like, because I would say there's two things. Two things I'll say about meditation. I feel like there's active meditation and then there's like passive meditation. You ever like? Because I feel like meditation would just be a way of shutting off your brain and focusing, right? So let's say you actually just like meditate through just listening to sounds or music. That's the way of meditation. Or like, but the thing is, I feel like there's some days where I'll just go and then I'll forget that I haven't just took a second to slow down. And at those times, I feel like, yeah, then you just, at that point, you just meditate. You're like, hold up, let me take 30 seconds. But like, I feel like there's people that are actively meditating and setting it to their schedule.
Right, like working out.
Yeah, and I feel like I've been procrastinating on meditation. And like, honestly, it is a,
But working out is an active meditation.
yes.
And
I feel like it
jujitsu.
is.
Jiu-jitsu is an active meditation. I be catching myself humming a song, eyes closed completely, just focusing on my breaths and just destroying people. Like, bro,
Right.
like I'll be already behind their back,
I mean,
and I'm
yeah.
like, open my eyes. I'm like, damn, like because I'm just feeling it out in my own mind, relaxed. There's no thoughts other than what my body feels and what my body's gonna do next, and then I'm humming a song to kind of just keep me calm. And I think that's that's not meditation.
I feel like it is because I feel like when we went to what was it, MK martial arts?
Yeah,
MK martial arts.
MK Muay Thai. Shout
MK
out
Muay
MK
Thai.
Muay Thai.
Yeah, shout out MK Muay Thai.
Erin Blanchfield, I think she's a number 2 flyweight UFC fighter, female. She works out of there, and then there's a new one that's being signed.
From with the UFC?
She's being signed.
Both.
Erin Blanchfield's the UFC. She's been in the UFC for a while, and then the
that was
other
the
one that taught
instructor
the
that
class,
was there, right?
The other one that was the instructor. She's getting signed. She's going to be doing her debut this weekend.
Oh,
so shout out. Our podcast is going to be coming after this weekend, but yeah, shout out to what's her name? Fatima. Fatima is her name. Fatima or whatever. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, girl.
Hopefully he's not butchering.
There we go.
Hopefully he's not butchering. But I was gonna say with MK Muay Thai, the whole thing was because I haven't done jiu-jitsu in a minute. Like it was a minute since I last done it, and I know you actually are more of an avid MMA. Like you're training more often. So I'm like that's pretty dope. And here's the thing: when you brought me to MK Muay Thai, I remember like just doing the rolls, and I was like, this is a form of meditation because when you are there, there's only a few things you're thinking about. You're like just focused. Your mind's clear. That's what I love about jiu-jitsu. It is like a thing where it's like you're thinking at the same time though, because you're keeping your mind open, and that's how the thoughts I feel like almost come in when you're like someone's about to they make one wrong move, and you're like, okay, that's open because your mind is so clear. So then you grab it, get the Kimura.
And you're definitely not thinking about your problems at home.
Here's the thing though, I feel like some people, the one thing I'll say this might be off topic, but it's like. Have you ever rolled with like an angry person, someone that's all like you can tell that they're not calm during it,
right? And that is because they're in their head,
right? And it's always easier to catch them slipping.
Yep. And I've even done as far as to try to manifest something while trying to choke someone out. I know this sounds really weird.
What do you mean by that?
Yo,
hold on.
Weird. But I was told by a Native American friend of mine, that they used to do a lot of spiritually speaking, like, for example, sex, as they nut, they would manifest something.
Okay.
Excuse my language, but, vice versa. They hunt something, they get the hunt. There's like a manifestation that happens as they get the kill. If you don't get the kill, then maybe, I don't know, I'm not explaining it the best, but from what I understand, like there's times to try to make a manifestation, and sometimes it's the time you're probably not thinking to make a manifestation. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So pretty much I was thinking like, I've never tried trying to get the choke while thinking in my head like what I want to manifest. And man, is it hard to choke someone out when you're trying to think of what you're manifesting. It doubled the difficulty. And this guy was easy. I choke him out all the time, get behind him, do a rear naked. But this time I'm right behind him. I have the rear naked, and I'm like, let me make the manifestation. Now he's slipping out. Really?
Oh, okay. Now I get it. That's vicious. So you're manifesting what thing he's gonna do. So then it's open.
No. I'm manifesting things in my life.
Right.
But the moment you're trying to think thoughts in the first place, it's goddamn difficult. So I even saw the thing where it's like, oh my god, if I'm gonna try to manifest something, there's a high chance of like it being good because now it's obvious it's really difficult. Call me crazy, whatever. But there's something where it's like, hey, like, you start thinking thoughts. You're not in the game. Right. You're not in the game.
That's also
yourself.
To be said for like sports too. You ever hear a lot of sports stars when they're like they're not thinking about anything besides that sport when they're like playing basketball or like doing football. Like there's nothing in their mind. That's when their mind's
I believe
clear.
that's so meditative.
Because that's why I feel like there's these connections where it's like also even with like making music. Because now with this meditative thought and then also because I always used to call music therapeutic, but then it's also meditative. So it's like meditation could be a form of therapy. If you see what I'm saying.
Meditation could be a form of therapy for sure, and like.
Not in the sense of obviously talk therapy as a thing, but it's like a therapeutic experience.
Whether it's active, active meditation,
active or not, yeah,
active or not.
But I think the whole point to go back to is I feel like having meditation as like actual times of meditation, like it could even, and you're right, it could be like 5 minutes. Is important.
Yeah.
At least once a day.
At least once a day, but
I believe it.
But don't be that guy that's now hating on yourself. Now it's adding a new stress in your life, right? Like that's things like that.
That's another thing. Like
Right.
obviously, I mean that's the whole
Start creating
thing.
loopholes. But that
Now you're hating yourself more. Man, I'm such a dirtbag. I can't meditate every day. No, it's
like,
just like
I'm so undisciplined.
Yeah,
No. Take 30 seconds at least then. You know, like, or give yourself credit for the 30 seconds that you just took a deep breath when you're taking a piss. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could be meditative too, my boy.
That's the whole point. The whole point we're saying is like at one point during the day, take a second.
Yeah.
Just realize.
And moving on from this in a sense, like, not to make it awkward, but like
not to make it weird or nothing. But moving on from this.
Yeah, talking about piss and.
Okay, yeah. He was like, damn, what did I say there?
No, but listen, I do want to know who your artist inspiration is. I don't know. I don't know.
My inspiration is eclectic, bro. My inspiration is different. It's like along the years for me almost, because it's like starting out. There's Eminem, there's 50 Cent, there's Lil Wayne. What was the one thing I was gonna say? I have this one line in a song. I was like, I said something about I would quote it, but I can't quote it. I wrote it a while back, didn't memorize it fully. But like Wiz Khalifa, it's like small people you were going across, and like that slowly I added to the bag of music that I was like, wow, something about this person, they're like doing some type of creative art that is like, this is wonderful. Like even The Weeknd, I feel like I remember hearing, because I feel like for most of the artists that I would say are my inspiration, there's like a core memory. So like I remember hearing The Weeknd for the first time sophomore year. My older sister Tiffany Walker, shout out to her. I can't remember her. She has the name. Oh, they call her Believable. Yeah, she check her out on IG. But yeah, Tiffany Walker. This sophomore
year. Are you
year,
recommending me?
No. She's on the Nick Cannon. She was on Nick Cannon's show.
Okay.
I'm shouting out. She was on Nick Cannon's show. It's serious.
I was like, damn.
Tiffany Walker is serious.
I was like. I was mad confused for a second.
You were like, wait, what? Am I supposed to look into? Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, am I supposed to slide in the DMs, bro? What are you asking me, bro? What are you asking, bro?
But what I was saying was like sophomore year, The Weeknd. I remember my older sister playing it. I'm like, whoa, what song is this? And I'm pretty sure it was I Left My Girl Back Home, Wicked Games. And I was like, yo, what is this? And I was hearing like some of that, like when he did his Dirty Diana cover, that I was like, this guy's different. And I was able to tell just from that. And I feel like it inspired me. Each person that was an inspiration, I feel like gave me a different step in my music. So it's like Eminem, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne. I was Drake. There's Kendrick Lamar. All the Wale at one point. Wale was like a very like inspirational artist to me. Fly, still got my Nike boots. I was like, what? Still got my Nike boots. And then the thing is, it's even so, the reason why I can say that it changes over time, and there's new inspirations that like you find with artists where you're just like, I really fuck with this artist. Because recently, one of my biggest inspirations was actually Breakins. Complete left field artist, bro. Breakins, bro. If you haven't heard of him, look into him.
I think you played me.
I played you one of his tracks. Yeah. Something about his story, the way he put it out there, the way it was, that music was so different, so unique. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I was like, this kid, he's doing something.
Are you taking inspiration within your music from his music, or not yet? Is it one of those? Because I know there's artists that I listen to that I'm like, man,
I feel like I can say this. I can say this. If we want to talk, because now I'll be honest with it. So at one point, I remember I was sending to my mix the engineer that was mixing my track. I sent him a little snippet of a Breakin' song. I was like, yo, can you do something along the lines of this type of like mixing, or like it was like one of the hyper pop,
because you sent a reference track.
I sent not a reference track. It was like a snippet of a song that had a cool portion.
Got it.
And I was like, this is kind of the sound I'm going for in this section. Because hyper pop has this like way of just doing something.
Yeah. And
hyperpop is a super interesting genre.
You've heard hyperpop, right? You played a song for me.
Hyperpop is it's unbelievable genre.
If you have extreme ADHD, shout out Turkish Royale. No, but Yeah, listen to
no,
it, Turk.
that was no, but that song was
Yeah.
just called that song was called Caffeine. It was made to be in that way.
Yeah,
That's
dude, that
actually
was a crazy
the
song.
beauty behind the art.
Did you ever send it to Turk? That'd be a...
No,
send it to Turk.
I'll send it to
I'm
him.
sure Turk would love
It's a
it.
good song either way.
Turk would. That's Turk's number
But
one.
he has other really good songs. But all I'm saying is, I feel like inspiration, like you're finding people, because I'm saying there's music inspirations, but then there's also like you could have people that inspire you in your life. I feel like inspiration is something that really adds different. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, cause
Flavor.
Yeah. Like, could you say like here's a deep question? Would you say your dad has ever inspired you in your life?
Yeah, he definitely has.
So like I feel like there's people along our life, like influential people or influential like moments that inspire you, and it could be like inspire you to do something great. Like it's almost like looking at a visual impairment, being someone that's visually impaired, and saying almost losing my vision inspired me to never give up. Inspired me to be resilient. So like inspiration is deep in amongst a lot of ways. And that's why I feel like that's a deep question to ask them. It's like, what's your inspiration? Because there's so many like
Yeah, because
so many
I would
things out
say,
there.
yeah, I agree with that. I would say I have flavors that I like Mac Miller and Post Malone. Like those flavors are ideas that I keep in my back pocket, kind of
Right.
like how do they make their thing. And there's certain artists that I look to in that sense, and they're my black pepper and salt in a sense. What do you call it?
The mixing of the
Yeah.
flavor. Now here's something. So here's another question. Let's say you're talking to a fellow artist and you ask them their inspiration, and once they tell you your inspiration, do you feel like you could? Do you feel like you could tell what their music is gonna sound like by the people that like some of their like artists that they like? Like the fact that you like Travis Scott, like I could tell because you could see some Travis Scott inside your music. Like it's like you think the different artists that people like and the different types of music they like. Let's say you're into classical, this and this and this. Do you think that affects as an artist the type of art you put out?
Absolutely. Also, I feel like that also depends on how much you idolize.
Now here's the thing: idolizing. That's a deep cut there.
That's a whole conversation right here. I mean, we could listen. Like, I feel like a weird way, like a goal of mine is to be idolized, but I'm starting to realize that I shouldn't idolize the ones that I do idolize.
I feel like
a weird little...
you shouldn't like. People are false idols almost. Like you don't really want to have anyone as like an idol. And I don't even know if that's a weird thing to say, but it's like you shouldn't really idolize anybody almost, right?
But that's weird because I don't feel like I would have the inspirations if I didn't idolize them to a certain degree. If I didn't idolize how he made beats, he is X.
Idolize.
You know, like
what's
anyone.
the definition of idolize? Let's pull that out. Let's because I'm curious to know what like.
Let's see.
Can you pull that one up?
Definition: idolize.
I'm curious to see. Like I feel like sometimes
Okay, ready?
the English language is interesting.
Yeah, admire, revere, or love greatly or excessively. So replacing the word
Interesting.
greatly with so loving excessively. So
Loving excessively.
you know, I think that's where it's like I'm saying idolize to a degree because it's not an extreme. It's like I had to love it a lot to be where I'm like I kind of want to have sounds or want to be, you know, he's successful. I'm looking at what
Right.
works. Can you blame me in that sense too? It's like, but you know, I possibly don't want the life he lives though, right? Or whoever, you know, Post Malone or Mac Miller. Like I mean, Mac Miller, rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Bro,
but
Post Malone
lives in Montana, I heard. But like, listen, I'm saying that some people.
Hold up, I was at a Post
artists,
Malone concert. I was at a Post Malone concert, and
he's amazing.
He's amazing live. Bro.
But I'm trying to say, like, listen, I'm just trying to say, like, I don't think I want to live their lives as much as, sure, I idolize certain things, I think, but
okay,
I don't
idolize.
I'm starting to learn.
So you idolize things versus the person almost.
Yeah, well, I used to idolize the whole like Travis Scott, or
right.
I loved Juice WRLD at a time. I loved Tupac. I loved Wu-Tang, and I idolized them. And I put them on a pedestal. I think what I realized is I got to put certain aspects that I like and that I want to utilize and put those on a pedestal because the characters and the individuals, they're living lives that I don't want. And and not saying that there's certain things that I do want to be having a successful life with a nice house and whatever, but maybe I don't want to be, broken up with, he had Travis Scott. He was married to one of the Kardashians, right? Like Kylie Jenner, do whatever, maybe he was cheating. I don't know the specifics.
Now we're gonna turn into a T.
No, but I'm saying, I'm saying this.
He was cheating
I'm saying
or something.
like, I don't want to live that life. Though.
Okay.
You feel me? Like that. That's where I'm coming from. It's like, hey, like, there's certain things I idolize. His beats, his sound, his ability to focus on, a storyline in a sense. Again, if people don't agree, that's up to them. Some people think he's very shallow, but I think he has words that are double entendres.
I think he tells a story with his music.
Yeah, no, I feel like people believe that it's just shallow words, but I see that it's kind of a blanket.
He takes you on a journey with his music. I'll give you that. He takes you on a journey for sure. I feel like the way he moves the beat, his voice, he takes you on a journey.
But you know what a double entendre is, right? Like,
absolutely.
So I feel like he uses that. I feel like you may hear a certain phrase and think, wow, he just used... I can't think of a line on the top of my head, but there's certain words that you're like, oh, this is just simple, like, I get the pussy and blah, blah, blah. But really, like, he has put lines together. You know what? I might as well pull up a line.
All right, let's listen. Fact check it, dog. Drop some type of sound for that. Fact check it, dog. Yo, chat, hold on. We might have...
Yeah, ready for this?
It's soon.
Hey, hold on. So, look, all right. I'm going to just read any lines.
Okay, go ahead.
Because it should sound dumb simple, right? Still giving news very vividly. Beef in there, fuck a beef. Smoking on some vicious type of reefer. I need no beef, no cheese. Even when I eat, they cheat. Every time we meet, naive. Tell me that, like, all right, for a second, you're like, what the fuck is he saying? But it almost gives you that hint at the end. It gives you that hint at the end. He's over here. Even when I eat, they cheat. Like, if you start taking everything he just said backwards and go back to what he said and taking in a concept of a relationship and taking in a concept of, like, maybe the drug is to cope with certain things. Like, so now I'm going to read it again. Given news very vividly. So maybe you start thinking about how is this related to a female? Beef in there, fuck a beef. Maybe now he's really saying, he's double
run that back one more
entendring.
time. So he said, get news very vividly. I like that line.
Getting news very vividly. Beef in there, fuck a beef. So now he's starting this intro to understanding that, hey, I'm about to double entendre you. You're going to think I'm talking about eating food in my kitchen, but in reality, I'm talking about, and then look, smoking on some vicious type of reefer. I need no beef, no cheese. So he hences this no beef,
then you gotta
no
think
cheese.
about this line too. He said he's smoking on some reefer, so he is so high that he's actually talking about beef and cheese because
like,
he's hungry
it could
as
be
hell.
Like, dude, this could be seen as funny as hell. But then this is where I'm just tying it up, where he has the last two bars where it goes, even when I eat, they cheat. Every time we meet, naive. Look, I saw those lines as, even when I eat the pussy, they cheat. Or, like, there's just so many ways you could take it. It's all of a sudden like, oh.
Now we're talking about perception, though.
Right, perception. And I feel like maybe my perception of him is, I noticed, like, maybe he has a little more genius behind it than shallowness. So,
Because you could say everybody perceives a song differently, like, and that's how they, like, how it connects to them.
Right.
Everyone has perception and they could, like, connect words. They can, like, that's the whole thing. Like,
I completely idolize that concept.
Right.
The concept of being able to make you think this is a shallow song and in reality, or maybe perceive a whole thing differently than what I had intended. Example, Nicki Minaj, the music video that we have on Brothers Like Me. My bars, ready? Pop another tab, won't you? I'm tripping off my emotions. I'm looking for gold. Girl, your booty is bugging.
Yeah.
Tell me when we fucking.
Go ahead.
Give me some loving.
Loving.
I don't want to be no nothing.
Hey.
Booty is bugging. Sounds good.
Wait, I was vibing.
Right, sounds good. And what would you say, like, you heard a lot about fucking, booty, right? Like, there's nothing that sounds, like, deep. But then I'm going to read out the lines deeply, right?
Okay, yeah.
Pop another tab, won't you? So now I'm talking either about myself in the mirror, or I'm talking to the girl who I had been in that relationship specific time, when I'd written those lyrics. So I'm talking about maybe her excess, pop another tab, won't you? I'm tripping on my emotions. So let's take it back and see it as, like, I'm talking about how I'm pop another tab, won't you? I'm talking to myself in the mirror.
Right.
I'm taking another tab. Now I'm tripping off my emotions.
Yeah.
I'm looking for gold. I'm looking for a good girl. I'm looking for gold. I'm looking not for...
But then also it's the line also goes from pop another tab, then you're saying you're tripping.
Right.
On the tab.
And then we could push it right from there. Girl, your booty is bugging. It's just a simple line that will allow this double entendre to be in full effect. Tell me when we fucking. I don't want to be no nothing. Give me some lovin'. Oh no, give me some lovin'. I don't want to be no nothing.
Okay.
Booty is bugging. So I'm saying right in those lines, I'm saying, hey, I want to fuck, but I want to do it with love. I don't want to be nothing to you. But your booty's bugging. You're beautiful. Like, in that
Right.
sense.
I mean that.
So a whole shallow
That was pretty
ass
straightforward. The whole booty is bugging part is pretty straightforward.
booty's
But
bugging straightforward, but I think it allows that double entendre.
But I was gonna say, here's the one thing that I would give you on that though. I like the wordplay with you went from tab, tripping, and then bugging. So like all like drug, like okay, so you took the tab and now you're tripping, then you're bugging. That's
I didn't
the one.
ever see
I'll
it
give
that
you
way.
that one.
I didn't ever see it that way. I'm speaking more on the
wordplay.
lines of like how I allowed a reflective double entendre. You could see it as like a
Wordplay 101.
very little shallow little lyric, or you could see it as what do you call it? Deeper, but that depends on how you want to read into it.
Right.
And again, it was meant to be something that only maybe I understand. I kind of have the fun with
That's
that.
another thing I say, because in the end, it's like, how did the artist initially perceive it? Because we all could perceive it differently. Like, what's the one song? Because what's the one? The one that's popular. I'll take my whiskey, and then he's like, what does he say? My coffee black in my bed at 3. No one really knows what he means, but obviously people are gonna look into it and they're gonna make the meanings, and like, unless if there's an interview out there that I haven't seen yet, like someone can fact check me where he said exactly what he means by that. It's like, what do you like?
Right.
There's
Or
so
Cake
many
on the
different
Beach,
ways.
that song.
Well, that was pretty straightforward too.
Dude,
I keep on hoping
no,
there'll
hold
be
on, but if
cake
you're a
by
kid-
the ocean.
Right, Cake by the Ocean.
That's obvious.
But if you're a kid, you're probably not thinking that. I'm just saying that there is a double perspective on it. It's like you literally think eating cake by the ocean.
yes, I mean there is a double thing.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think-
obviously there's the visual. That's the part of it, because that's a visual thing that you're playing with the words. It's like there's cake by the ocean, and he says for some reason he keeps thinking that there'll be cake by the ocean, that people are eating cake by the ocean.
Right.
Like, you could look at it real like straightforward.
There's ways to play around with our music, and so I think going back to idolizing, that's one thing that I may idolize from a lot of artists that are capable of it, and Travis Scott may be one of them that I may perceive, and again, your perception might be completely different than mine, and I perceive it that way, and going back to what you were
That's
saying.
why they say opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Like, we're all gonna have an opinion on what's important to us and what inspires us.
Yeah.
It's like you can't hate on what inspires someone else.
And what if Vincent?
Someone could be like, hold on, like R. Kelly's my inspiration. Are you
Right.
gonna hate on them?
And Vincent Van Gogh. What if Vincent Van Gogh was
Buddy,
drawing
oh
another
my God,
planet, bro?
that's good.
Have you ever
Hard
thought of
question.
this? Yo, have you ever thought of Vincent Van Gogh was drawing another planet? Like he was, like you don't know his perspective.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. It's called Starry Night, whatever. Or is it Vincent Van Gogh? Yeah, it's Vincent Van Gogh. He did Starry Night, and everybody perceives it as this is a image kind of perceived from Earth
Right.
in a beautiful way or artistic way, an expressive way.
Right.
What if the man was like, what if it's like on Neptune, bro?
He could have been on shrooms.
He could have been on shrooms. Give me another drink. Give me another drink, bro. Thank you. But yeah. Yeah, dude, like, I think the artist has the right to be creative in that sense, where it's like, hey, we may have our own complete perspective, and if you enjoy the sounds and enjoy the rest of the aspects of it, sure. But back to that idolizing, do you not have any idolizing aspects?
That's a good question.
Like, you don't have any art, because you were telling me, like, your original question was like, what about other artists? Do you think they affect my flavors? And yeah, I think they definitely affect maybe how I write my lyrics, how I rhyme.
And I think, because I think you could also take inspiration by anything. So like you could see listen to new music, and that could also inspire you or something. But then there's also, you hear about artists that say they just like lock themselves away, listen to nothing, they just do it. Like
Right.
they do whatever it is. But the question about idolize, I mean, I can't really remember like actually idolizing people. I can remember like being like something about, I don't know. It's a hard question.
You
It's hard.
don't think you have like little things that you idolize, like aspects, like maybe how like that guy from the hyperpop, maybe how he is able to go through these switches, and maybe how he switches his flows in these certain things. Like, is there anything that is like, wow, like I idolize that in a sense, but like I would like to do it that way.
I think that because that's the thing. I feel like idolize is not my choice of word because it's not the
You're
feeling.
using
like,
the choice of
I'm
word as
using
inspire.
inspiration because it's like people is. But I feel like I never. That's why I said I kind of never like idolized. It's almost like there was something that was inspired from it, or something that was like, what's the other word?
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah, like
You don't want to put it on a pedestal, whatever it is, aspect or a person.
and
I
it's
think,
like, has anything been like a lot of things are put on pedestals, but it's like
but doesn't a pedestal make you kind of have to reach in a sense? Like, if the person is like, hey, like, or not, again, like if there's an aspect, maybe the beat making is how you like it or whatever. If you idolize it, now you have to almost look up. And if you are a person with drive and you believe in yourself in that sense, which I believe in myself as a person who looks up and wants to run that direction.
Right.
So, hey, if I, again, if what works for you is best, but again, it's like, I think maybe that's why I maybe am choosing the words of idolize, because
right.
it forces me to, all right, if I want to be good at that, I got to climb. I got to start climbing.
Okay.
And sure, I might fall a few times, but eventually I'll get there and have to idolize something else. So, like, I could give a good example. We're about to introduce Justyn.irl, but I idolized him in his beginning of his music career in a sense of like, but I idolized in the beginning aspects. I idolize the fact he just made music. He just was able to make music.
Wow. So you put that on the pedestal. It's like, wow, like he makes music, and then would you say that made you want to look?
Yeah,
up
and then once I get to a level where I'm like, let me give something else to idolize, and there's things that Justyn I idolize.
So let me ask you this: what are 3 things you idolize right now? Like, what are 3 things out there? You could just give me 3 examples.
Well, right before that, I was also going to say I also have things that I idolize about you, how you perform, and who you are.
I appreciate that.
But 3 things that I idolize is, an honest person.
Ooh.
A very honest person. I idolize that. I think that's a very good thing to idolize. A loving person. A very loving person.
Wow.
And I think a very disciplined and hardworking person.
Oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying? And if I idolize that, either I pout at the bottom saying that I can't get there, or I go and get what I want. You feel me?
I fuck with that
type of mentality. But maybe, again, like, not to throw shade, inspire is a great word to make sure that you're not idolizing the wrong things. Because I could I could have said my 3 idolizations: robbing banks. Right? Like, I could have started listening to, and you would have like stopped me for a second and been like, wait a minute, Lance.
I idolize people that rob banks.
Right. But if this is a consistent thing of me and I just do idolization all the time, then, I could fall under a bad drug addiction because I idolize the wrong person or thing or how they do something, and then, maybe they do it with a substance, and boom. That's a bad thing to do in idolization.
Speaking
so
about
taking
doing something with a substance, one of the hardest lines I heard that put me onto Nav, I think it's Nav. He said he made a song while he was high, and it was like something like, I can't remember the actual line, and then he was like, ever since then he always makes a song high. I was like, yo, that's some hard shit, something like that. But like you're saying, so idolization can be, that's kind of that's like that's your pushing force, that's your driving force.
Yeah, I think as long as I am, and I make sure I pick the right people that I could communicate to, so they could be like, yo, why are you idolizing that? So I have the right people around me. Right. And like people like you, people like Justyn, or people like my girl, my family, my mom, my dad, who will be like, that's not something to idolize. And make sure you check yourself, make sure you have an open mind. And, not to say that the substances at all did that. I would say that my ability as a person, I think Lance Prince has learned over time how to have an open mind. Wow. I think you take away all substances, period, ever, and I'll never have it again in my life. I think I still will be a person who is open to not only trying, but open to hearing people out or hearing things out, and never, never quitting on my beliefs in that sense. And,
Straight facts.
I think this might be a beautiful transition to
here's the
wonderful IRL.
Hold up.
Yeah, IRL, you figure that.
Give me this.
Get Remy.
So 5 seconds.
You're good. No worries.
You can cut this out, but here's what's going to happen. We're going to introduce IRL, and then when he comes on, we're going to play Party Pack as his intro song.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
So you get it set up, and then I'll act like we just did.
We'll introduce.
So we're going to say, so do that same thing again. Go like, yo, this is it's a good time.
No, I'm going to keep it smooth. I'm going to be like, all right. IRL's ready, something like that.
All right, yeah.
All right. I think Mike. If I tap the mic, would it be able to? Yeah. Nah, we're good. All right, we're good. We're good.
Cut
Don't
out.
even trip.
Oh no.
All right.
I was just gonna cut out the part of me saying, "Yo," to make his introduction song.
All right. So basically, IRL, Justin IRL is ready to hop on the podcast.
Wait.
Johnny, are you ready for
Hold on,
the
no.
one?
I think that does make it right. Yo, Justin.irl is legendary, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Justin.irl is legendary.
just as legendary as us. We sit in the room with successful winners. This is the Winner Table
ready, bro?
Podcast. Are you
Bring
ready?
him on, brother.
Bring this man on. Play the party pack. Run the track.
Where's the track, though?
The track is not running, bro.
Track ain't ran.
Oh, there we go. Track runs right now, of course. Yeah, hey, just like that. Love the way you look at that. Yeah, hey, just like that. I don't label some of that. Yeah, hey, just like that. Love the way you look at that. Yeah, it's walk, baby, and we brought the party back.
All right.
Busting.
Yeah, that was a. Wow.
I like that song.
Did I miss that intro? No.
I like it.
But yo, guys.
Justin, what's good, brother?
Justin.irl, what's up?
How you doing,
Say
dog?
what's up, Justin?
What's good?
What are you holding right there, bro?
I'm holding something that was painted by the gentleman in front of me. Not Yaz. Jazz.
Give it up for Josh. Drop a bomb.
Josh.
For fucking
Drop a
Josh.
bomb.
Drop a bomb.
Explosions everywhere.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Josh.
That monkey is beautiful.
Can I see that for a second?
You know, I'll tell a funny story. I was setting up the set for our podcast, and Johnny, you missed this. Johnny, you missed this.
Go ahead.
I was setting up the set for the
shit.
I was setting up the set for the podcast, right?
Okay.
And the monkey was, on the set, kind of a thing.
Right.
And my instinct is like, I want to keep the.
Wait, Josh made this?
Yeah, Josh made that,
Holy
and I
shit.
want to keep continuity.
Okay.
I'm struggling with that word, but I want to keep the continuous flow of our background. You know what I'm saying? Keep consistency with that. So I was like, all right, let me get this pink monkey out. And IRL is over here. He hasn't let go of this monkey all night.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's been
Nah, the
naturally
monkey
brought
is
onto the
tough.
set properly.
The monkey is
To
tough.
be honest.
If you know Hawaiian culture, sometimes they have tikis and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I remember I used to have one because you know what I'm saying. But so when I seen this, I'm like, yo, this is like one of them. You know what I mean?
You have any Hawaiian in your family?
Probably.
It's a funny question because I know IRL for a long
But
time
see,
now.
I don't even see. But look, here I go already with the deepness, right? Because I don't even like the. I feel like how far back do you go till you say it's your culture? How far back do you go? Because like right, because look, if you call me black, right?
Right.
How far back does that go? NBA basketball.
You guys weren't ready for Justin.irl.
I was ready, bro.
Nobody was ready for Justin.irl, but yo, this is how we do it. This is how we roll. But yo, Johnny, like, you gotta understand, I've known this kid since I was 7, bro.
Oh, really?
Since I was 7. I guess we might as well stay unfiltered. My dad, he was like, yo, Lance, we were at a Taekwondo school, right?
Right.
And, we were all, what do you call it? Actually, I'm not gonna flame my dad like that, but,
Hey, yo.
we were at the Taekwondo school, and I've seen him for a long time, and he's like, go with that kid over there. He was a blue belt at the time. I was a white belt.
All right.
And I was quick to be like, I'm scared of him.
Oh, jeez.
And,
Why
what
are
do
you
you call
scared
it?
of him?
Because he was a really good fighter, too.
Oh, you
Blue
thought
belt.
you thought he was gonna kick your ass.
Yeah. And,
I'm
truth
sorry,
be
I
told,
thought-
he
I thought you were being racist.
continued to. Yeah. There is a part of that, probably.
Shame on
I was
me
a
for
kid.
thinking-
I
No,
was a
shame
kid,
on me
dude.
for thinking that. Man.
Yo, shame on you for that, for real. Yo. But, what do you call it?
I was like,
For the
damn,
next
man,
few
it's like
years, this is a man. We were buddies. We were close, and he'd beat my ass in Taekwondo. But now it's
So he's the one that you idolized in Taekwondo.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's crazy. You say that. I idolize Justin. I idolize
Look,
Justin in
come on.
Taekwondo.
Full circle moments. That's what it's
Yeah,
like.
man.
Yeah.
And then we lost contact for a lot of years. I don't know how many years would you say, Justin?
I mean, probably for like 5, maybe
5 years,
5
maybe
years.
6, 7.
Mm-hmm.
And we, I started making the music on SoundCloud and all that, and I'm sure IRL was checking my stories and seeing it. And at one point, I'm just like, yo, I want to make a track with you. And he was so quick to be
Yeah,
like,
music definitely brings people together, as it should.
yeah, man. I think art brings people together,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I think you would agree. I mentioned this quote in last podcast. My mom has mentioned this quote, but like, you know, art is a reflection of reality, and without life, you know, there would be no art. Do you agree with that?
I mean, without life, would it not be art?
Yeah, there would be no art without life, in a sense. Like living life, you know what I mean? Like conscious,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Taking that back, obviously that would be impossible because without life, that means there is no Big Bang, there is no God, there is no nothing. So that means there's really actually nothing. So there's full nothingness. So how could there even be art?
Yeah, we're
Right, that's
creating
true.
art out of the nothingness. Hear me clear though.
Go ahead. Say that one
We're
more time.
creating art out of the nothingness.
Right, we are the
once
Big
you
Bang.
go, no,
We are the
I'm
Big
not
Bang.
saying that. I'm saying once you go further than what's needed, then it's what's wanted, and now you can start talking about art. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's once we got past the needs. So if you want to say that's Renaissance, you want to say that's whatever time period. Once you got past needs.
Guys, sorry the camera died. The camera died for a second. We're back.
Am I supposed to show my true colors in the podcast? You think Sexy Red?
Sexy Red go hard.
I think Ice Spice is.
And as a man, you can play it in the car. Go
Ice Spice. I heard some new Ice Spice today.
plausible. Sexy Red, awesome, awesome.
But like going back to that shallow music and double entendres, they don't got no double entendres. It's just shallow shit.
Right, but it still represents a piece of people that it represents an audience that need representation too.
That's absolutely true. I'm not going to disagree with that whatsoever.
Thank you for that.
Not at all.
Some people are in the ghetto and that's how they act, and they
That's
need that
absolutely true.
representation too.
No, but hold on. Back to how life is an expression. I mean, or art is an expression of life. So they're just expressing life in a sense.
Just that.
I mean, she had a killer line today. Hold up, what was it?
Bring that mic closer to you, Johnny. My apologies.
No worries. What did she say? She was like, she said, I think she said something. I gotta play the song. That's the only way.
But see, I was just talking about Ice Spice, and someone was just telling me how she carries that feminine energy in her rap, and she does a really good job at that. Like she must have studied like
Wait, Ice
maybe
Spice
let's say
did it
like
first.
Lil Kim or you know what I'm saying, Nicki Minaj. You know, they like some artists like Sexy Red. She's doing like a Gucci Man flow, where she's being more harsh.
I feel like I have to give
aggressive.
Sexy Red a
Gucci
chance
Man.
though.
Yeah.
Whereas if you get Ice Spice, she's still.
But Gucci Mane had a lot of double entendres, no?
Besides that,
just
I feel like
clean
I
with that.
haven't actually gave Sexy Red a chance, so I could say
It's tough.
I'm
Sexy
like
Red for
closing off
president.
before it.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that the camera got cut off, y'all.
Let me play this because we want to talk about.
Yeah, we're back onto
This
a
line.
random topic. You guys are just
Shouldn't
joining
LP play?
Yeah, shouldn't I play it?
I mean, you want him to play or you gonna play
You
that
want to
mic?
play LP? Yeah, exactly.
What
Yo, that sounds fire.
Did
That
it first
sound
for Ice
fire.
Spice. Come on, let's get
No,
it.
but the sample sounds fire.
The
Right?
sample is the
guys,
beat's unbelievable.
Be wary of copyright. I can only play a little bit, and I'm glad you.
Okay, we just need the first part. I need everybody to hear this.
Yeah, it's gonna get
And then
copied
Central
anyway.
C's is on it too, and he goes in.
Yeah,
Alright,
Central
alright.
C tough. He tough.
And listen to his feature
But
on that
also,
actually made me want to look into
they
it.
be talking about different stuff too. They be talking about some different stuff. Central C. On some.
Central C. Very beginning.
Ooh, what's he said? Put the tip in. That's why I like Ice Spice. Tip in.
I'm trying to not get copyright strike.
Hey.
You're missing the part right here. Stop right there. Stop. Hold on.
No,
Drop
Uno,
the
I
ball
hit
for that.
the, no, Uno, I hit the reverse.
That's the.
Whoa.
Who wrote that for her? Yo?
Nah, she wrote that. Yeah, she wrote that.
Come on.
Come on, she
Uno,
wrote
I
that.
hit the reverse. Run
She
it
wrote
back
that.
one more time for us, Lance.
You
One last time.
guys are.
I'm joking. Lance.
Look, I get grouped in everything. I'm
That's
an
what I
individual.
said.
I didn't catch it.
I
the fifth
am
or
an
the sixth
individual.
time I played.
I can't be grouped into nothing.
Enough of that.
Alright.
But that's what we say. So
Yeah.
he brought up 60 right. I had to bring up the track.
And
ahead
I
of time.
really want to bring this back. I just want to lock it in that welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. My apologies.
Say what you gotta say.
I want to get us into a freestyle.
Yeah.
That's what you're
I'm with
feeling
it.
right
I'm
now?
with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Justin. Let me ask you this.
Cucumber
While he's
water,
getting that up,
not anything else, not tequila or anything.
let me fucking.
I'm chilling.
Let me ask you this. How long you been making music?
Oh, no. Hold on. Ask that question only in the mic, brother.
Making music.
Hold on. Just give him a second. I want to be able to make good content, guys. You know.
I don't know if I have an answer. It's
Okay, here's the
so
question.
hard.
Oh, so when did you start making music? Is the question.
I started making music in high school. High school. Yeah. Freshman year, maybe I was making beats. Maybe the end of freshman year, sophomore year, I was making beats. And then boom, thank you. And then boom, I just kept going.
I fuck with
And then
that.
started mixing and engineering myself and stuff like that. And I
Yeah,
got
you're
stuff looking away
clean.
from
You're
music.
clean at making beats, bro. You're
Yeah.
clean at mixing your shit.
Decent,
You're clean at your
decent.
vocals. You just played me some unrelaced in the car.
Oh, I gotta
almost,
keep that. I'm gonna have to keep that.
yeah, almost. My brain literally almost leaked out my ears. That was amazing.
Oh, really?
It was brain melting. It was phenomenal.
Now you're actually making me have to hear that.
Yeah,
When did you start, Lance? When did you first start making music?
2020.
2020.
For sure.
What,
April
what age
of
was that?
2020. I was 17. So
17.
I turned 18 in that May. So a whole month later, I turned 18. And, by the age of 19, I was doing my MMA fight. And then by 20, I would say, is when I got music videos. And now we're here in a sense.
So I guess it's 8 years for me then.
Yeah, there you go.
8? Something like that.
That's
Something
solid,
like that.
bro.
Yeah.
8 years. I'm 4 years, so I'm half of your experience in a
Mm-hmm.
sense.
I've been since like 12.
Do you believe in the 10,000 hours, guys?
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. I would say no because some people are just not good, and if you keep going, you're just wasting your time.
Yo.
He said it straight.
Sometimes.
He said it straight.
I mean, that's why I fuck with Justin, because like he just keeps it real on everything. It's like you're gonna get the honest truth if you with Justin. So you know what?
Absolutely.
Let's. You say you would pull up a beat.
Yeah, I think this is a good time right now.
Yeah.
Pull up a beast.
All right, turn
The time is 11:11.
Oh, this is different.
it down a little bit.
It might come up in the mics too.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so you
Now
think
we
this
got
not gonna
something.
get copyrighted?
Yeah.
I see YouTube trying to strike it. I'ma fight it.
Whoa.
Shorty brought me to the club. I'm not invited.
Yeah.
Says she wanna smoke a blunt. I'm trying to light it. Says she wanna smoke a blunt. I don't want to fight her.
It's like 4-6. Yeah.
Shorty, I want licking. I was trying to
Yeah.
bite her. Now she wanna suck her. This is
Said it's been a long day. I was overwhelmed and I never went astray. Being on the dogs, hanging with the strays. If I gotta take, no they press and play. No they press and play. Yeah, days been hella gray. I was feeling bad. I was going back. Had to go and jump across the other mountain just so I could go and get a bag. I've been moving mountains for about since way back since 25. Way back since it was live. Way back. Yeah.
Oh, this beat is fucking wildly fire.
If you're doing background vocals, hit it away so it's not so.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take this one. Take this one.
Oh, am I taking it? Oh, this might
Tap
need
it,
to
tap
get
it,
cut.
tap it. Chavvy,
It
chavvy.
might be needed to get. Spit on this flow. Hop on the road. Smoke on my bowl. Do it for show.
Yeah.
Locking the bowl.
Yeah.
Rocking the boat. Sipping the potion. With no emotion. Woo! Rocking on the flow. Yeah, we going down. Yeah, we going down. Yeah, we going down. Down. Oh.
Change the beat. Change the beat. Change the
Alright.
beat. Change the beat. Change the beat. Change the beat.
I fucked
Change
up
the
and
beat.
spilled some
Change the
water on
beat.
myself, guys.
Don't worry,
Well, good
guys.
thing it was on yourself.
You're wearing
Yeah.
black. You're wearing black.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, I was like, damn.
Yo,
what the hell?
play some Pink Panthers type beat.
That's crazy for me to say. I was about to play that right now.
You lying. This ain't Pink Panthers.
Ooh, hold up.
I don't like lying.
Don't worry, I was capping.
Oh, he was capping?
Yeah, I was capping.
Yeah.
What's
I
the
know
difference
he's
between capping and lying?
I was capping.
Wait.
What's the difference between capping and lying? Capping and
Tell
lying.
me.
What's the
Tell me what's
difference?
the difference. Yeah. Hey. Hope this make it to who need to see it. Hope this make it to who
Get it,
needs to
Johnny.
see it.
Let's get
Needs to see it. Yeah, I used to see it.
Bro,
I've been dreaming about it. Yeah, I've been dreaming, Yeah, I've been with the brothers. Yeah, I've been with the brothers like I was in UK, brother. Yeah, I'ma do it. Yeah, did it for all that fame and all that fortune and the glitz and all the glamour. Had to detach from that vanity. Then couldn't see the truth, but then I took the time and looked at me. Reflections turned so ugly, so I let it crash and burn, and then I turned around, right around the roundabout. Then I sold a couple pounds, dropped a couple bricks on different mixes just to get the songs on top of these platforms. Now you see that I be going strong.
Oh, damn. Johnny, you a beast at freestyle, my boy.
Yeah, I be.
I don't like the Jersey club. Shawty met her in the club. Now she wants some Jersey love. She said she from. I can't say that though. Now she wanna. I can't say that though, but I still gonna get up with the cat. I probably play that hoe. If she wanna talk, she wanna rabbit. That's that 24 karat. Put that shit not a habit.
Go ahead.
Smoke the shit like it's average.
Oh.
Eat the dick like it's average.
Yeah.
Eat the dick like she crazy. Eat the dick like a sandwich. I don't wanna get abandoned. Now she wanna get in an apartment. Now she wanna pay like a servant.
Yeah.
I don't like that Jersey Club shit.
I got a different one to go.
I love to listen to it, but it's like if you ain't being super laid back, I like the super laid back Jersey Club. We're barely saying anything, or is nobody on it? Because I was just talking to a producer. I was like, bro, you got Jersey Club. You could just drop it alone with nobody on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like people would listen to it.
And then it would be out there. Oh,
Bro, can we?
yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys on that rap? I'll be on that rap.
What beat you on?
Wait.
Nah, stick to this. This beat's fire.
Okay, hold up.
But I'ma sing if you really want me to sing, nigga.
Go
I
ahead.
don't really wanna talk about the boom, but the bing, nigga.
Yo.
I might hop by the tree and I'm about to smoke on the tree, nigga.
Yo.
Wait, I'm in the coffee shop. I'm not out in the street, nigga.
Yo.
I'm with your bitch, nigga. That your bitch with me, nigga. She wanna talk about something, but the dick not free, nigga. That's what Kendrick said, but I don't fuck with Drake neither. She wanna talk to me. I cannot talk to the snakes. See ya in the garden. You some garbage, bitch. You some garbage. Hopping off market, bitch. Eating the apple.
Yeah.
Thought you was Eve and it was Adam. I cannot shame you. Now she want now she want passion. Now she want.
Yeah. I'm a fucking genius. Y'all can't teach me shit. I'm a fucking genius. Y'all can't teach me shit. Yeah. Huh. And I don't give a fuck if you do not like my rhetoric. Yeah. Going in different directions. I go wherever the letter is. They send the letters to the letterman. Yeah. I'm at the front door. They said let them in. Not like three of them. Not like three of them. Yeah. Coming home about three of them. Then I did like pour it up. Got this liquor in my kitty, son. Yeah. Huh. Did you hear me, son? Hit you on a celly, hit you on a page or two. Yeah, I was not born. I was born a few years after 92. So I'm still a 90s baby. Yeah, it's crazy. Huh. I'm still a 90s baby. Yeah, it's crazy. Whoa, Gen Z, different generations, we be pulling up. Y'all don't even understand me when I be spitting with this shit like it was tough.
Next beat.
Yeah.
Next beat.
Next beat.
Come on, give me something juicy.
Yeah, we need something.
I want something juicy. And that's another thing too. I feel like we are stagnant in music at a certain time because of the YouTube beats. And not saying if you put your beat on YouTube it's bad, but everyone be stealing beats and copying the same beat. Like even producers are stealing other producers' beats. Like how are we at that point? Like you're a producer and you showing someone else and you selling another beat that's not even your beat. Now we're just all sounding the same.
I agree. Let's play.
You're right. YouTube beats are actually.
That's like trying to be a faster runner and we all have the same coach.
That's funny. That's funny.
The beat is the important part.
I actually. That is a valid point, actually.
Right,
And the
that's
thing
hard
is,
to
a lot of YouTube beats is like a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
But you can find some really good producers.
You could though. They fire. But
Yeah.
how you know it's theirs? And then if it's a sound that you already heard, like the Cash Cobain, bro. Come on, it's too much. It's too much of it though.
What you think about that one? I like the way your body is.
Nah, I like that new one he got. That new one with the girl with the phone to her head.
Oh,
Rough draft. It's something. Damn. Go ahead. You
All
can
right,
play
let's
it.
play
But
this beat. Play this
I'm gonna
beat.
look at this shit too. I think it's called Rum Punch or some shit. Some punch. If I said it, punch, y'all know what I was talking about. Don't get. Yo, again, on some hard rapping on. But I'm gonna let it rock. But you get what I'm saying, right, Johnny?
Yeah,
We were going for like Chris Brown.
no.
I mean, look up Tissa Korean. Look up Tissa Korean type beat. See what happens.
Korean type beat, yeah.
No,
Korean
Tissa
type flow.
Korean. But go ahead, go ahead.
Who?
Tissa Korean.
Tissa Korean. Yeah.
Play wanna do. That's Tissa Korean?
Yeah, I searched up Tissa Korean.
Tissa Korean. Let me see.
Let's see where we at.
My apologies, y'all. One more beat.
One more beat in this bitch.
See.
Yeah, run it quick so we can.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Oh.
You would have
This
thought.
shit-
You would have thought.
Every
He
ad
tried
right
to
now.
feel it. He
Yo,
tried to
no,
feel
I
it.
actually kind of feel that for some reason.
You
thought
could.
that was-
It's probably
You
'cause
can
I'm
feel
fried,
anything
bro.
if you want to.
That's true, but for something it seems like
You're an artist. So it's rappy, but it's giving enough blues to
My
be
boy
silly.
plays enough rap.
It's not gangster. It's not gangster
This
rap.
is called.
It's not gangster rap. It's not gangster rap.
Go ahead.
You a fucking whack.
Go ahead.
Don't just let me roast you.
Go ahead.
You a fucking whack.
Go ahead.
I'm so fucking black.
Go ahead.
I'm in the fucking place.
Go ahead.
Where the fuck is that?
Go ahead.
I'm
on
in.
my podcast.
That's some whack shit. That was some whack shit, some ass shit, some past shit. This nigga is stuck in the past shit.
Go ahead.
What you mean by that?
What you mean by
What
that?
you mean by that?
What you mean by
What
that?
you mean by that?
Johnny Walker.
They like be kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
I'm like, let's do it there. I do it every day.
Hey.
All the games they play.
Right.
Yeah, all the games they play. I got that monkey, baby. I be like,
Whoa.
I pull up in Mercedes. I don't even drive, bitch. I do not got no license.
Wait.
But in my fucking life, you know, everywhere that I'm flying, like, I might ask the pilot, could I get a nightlight?
Wait.
I'm about to take a nap up in the back, and then once I land, back to bachelor pad, we brought it back. How I did it, cause I put it all together in a notepad. Now these days I can't ever write inside the lines. You gotta keep it right, cause nigga, I'ma get mine.
Oh my shit.
I go
Johnny
monkey
Walker.
in the. I go monkey in the punky. That little bitch he getting. Why that bitch he tryna hump me? Now
Go
they
ahead.
niggas tryna. Why they mother tryna jump me? Now
Go
they
ahead.
calling on me. Wait, call
What
her.
you mean by
Call her.
that?
Hey, y'all don't know what this
You mean by that?
I've actually heard it, but I actually fuck with the beat though.
What you mean by that?
Two on that. No.
What you mean by that?
Yeah. What you mean by that?
What you mean
I
by
got
that?
Nike pants. Yeah.
What?
I got Adidas bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Ray bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to the.
What
You were
you
just a
mean?
fan.
You were here.
No, that was a fire beat though.
That,
It was
yeah.
different.
It's not
though.
gangster.
No, but the thing is, I see what you mean.
That's
Because that
what I
was
saying.
different.
It was
different
rap
than-
still, but it wasn't gangster rap.
Yeah, it was different.
You know, I gotta say, this is definitely a different podcast setup the way we did it today. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but we have now a seat in the middle. We will be bringing more guests upon this podcast. Right, Johnny, you would say we'd bring more guests along, and you guys should expect more clean cut. Hopefully, you know, less issues with the camera on the next roll. You know, just putting that out there. And just get used to this. As we're getting used to this production, we'll figure out how we're gonna get the audio and this and that and the third. You would agree, right, Johnny? We're still on the beginning stages of this.
I mean, episode 2, man.
Episode two, and this episode 2 being posted. It's like we haven't tried this like a few hundred times. This is our second time trying this. If people don't, I don't know. if
Right.
people get
Yeah.
it.
No, this is only the second podcast, episode 2. Like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And we're posting this no matter what, in a sense where it's like we like this raw, uncut, no filtered type shit.
Okay.
And you know, talking about type shit, you know,
Type shit.
Johnny Walker, what do you think about the word type shit?
What do I think about the word type shit?
Yeah, because Justin and I had a whole conversation about how either it said type shit or type sheet without the T.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't put much thought into that word, to be honest.
How do you say it?
I just don't use it that much in my vocabulary.
Interesting.
It's not in my daily slang.
What do you think type shit means?
I've kind of just like connected it to like just like type shit. Like I don't know, like type beat. Like,
he needs to use the word to in the definition.
It's like type beat, basically.
No,
it's like that.
No,
That's how I see it, bro. Like,
it's just right? Like,
it's like similar to. It's
type
like
beat,
it's like type shit is more. How would you say?
which is basically type
It's
beat.
it's like somewhat. It's like you're
But I
saying
feel like
somewhat.
before there was type shit, I
No,
remember
type shit is like saying somewhat.
Oh, like somewhat
Like
that.
like yeah, it's like if you're explaining something, and they kind of half understand you or they do understand you type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of understand.
type shit.
I had a better explanation for it, but
I mean, here's the thing. I'll use an example. I was actually in a public restroom because you go to places sometimes.
it's like yeah, sis.
here's
It's
the
like
thing, hold
period,
up.
sis. It's like period, sis. It's like type shit.
So here's
Sometimes it can
the
be used
story.
that way.
This is CVS, and the CVS has a shitty bathroom. There's not enough sinks, so then everything's taken up. Right? Some guy walks right in, and he said, what did he say? He said, how come the sink has to be right next to the urinal, right? And then someone was like, type shit. So like, what do you mean that by? Like,
Yo, he means type shit as in he concurs.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like type
There we
beat.
go.
It's like you could use it. I feel like people just
But you could use it
interchange
in different ways
anywhere.
though.
Yeah.
Because that's a concurring way, which is one. But then type shit could also be, you were saying, if you say, yeah, I guess it's just concurring.
Yeah, I think really like type
Type
shit
shit.
is
Yeah.
a modern, like a very recent modern. It's gonna probably go away in a year or two.
You think so? I don't believe it.
I think
That's
a lot of
the-
words have disappeared that we used to use, right?
Name a few.
Swag.
Swag. Yeah, that was actually
Swag
one of
what?
those. Yeah.
Swag. Some people still use swag.
Yeah, whoever still uses it, shout out. No, I'm not gonna call them out, but yeah.
Put them on blast.
Funny
Yo,
as hell,
this
like,
person,
swag.
this
No,
person. I actually been
We
waiting.
can bring
I had
that
a list
back.
this whole
We can
time.
bring
I
that
get
back.
this, bro, and I
Yeah,
pulled
like
it out.
swag.
We could
is
bring
just-
that back. We could bring that back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could bring it back. I just feel like swag is just so outdated, but it's only been like less than 10 years.
I mean, think about it like this. Everything like always circles back.
Yeah, everything keeps going.
Yeah, like there's lingo that we're using from the 30s in this generation.
To a certain extent, what about, LP, you care about legacy so much, but what about that in its time span of the infinite world that we live in? How does the legacy hold? Salute.
Bless
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. How does my legacy hold? What way do you mean by that?
Because it's like, if you look at it in a span of, infinite life that's continuing to go on, some people look at it like it's just only a micro thing, like how much will it last,
Right.
We talk about Shakespeare, but are the kids 1,000 years from now gonna be talking about
I
Shakespeare?
see what you mean, but I think this
That's
is
a good question,
language,
actually.
right? This is language versus legacy in a sense. Language is less. It's always ever changing within the cultures that mix. If that makes sense. So if you add more cultures into an area, I'm sure the dialect would change. Bless you. Yeah, you got this.
Right, type shit came in handy just now.
Yeah, type shit. Just now came in.
It's when you don't want to go the extra mile to say it anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
you
yeah,
don't. You don't. And we,
This is yeah,
type shit.
Type shit, bro.
This podcast is type shit.
Type shit.
Type shit. No, listen. I'm not gonna lie. I want to put this flat out. Like, I feel like this one was a little rough. This little podcast, it feels like but that's only for me to overthink.
Right, yeah, because who are you telling that to? The people that are watching it?
Yeah.
Because if they think it's rough, then won't they observe that? But
Yeah.
you telling them it's rough, does that let them know that it wasn't your ideal?
No, I guess I'm letting them know that I'm acknowledging that. Yeah, we could always refine things and have a better plan in a sense for certain aspects, and I feel like that's a good thing to reference into
So
life.
are
and
you
business.
someone that watches podcasts and you believe all of them are structured, or do you think most people are just
Nah.
freestyling podcasts?
Yeah. I would
What do
say
you think? Do you think people write scripts or they just go off?
no. Yeah,
What do you think, Justin?
I listen to the ones that go off. Yeah,
I mean,
don't
I
know.
feel like there's two.
There.
I do the freedom
No,
ones,
see,
you know,
you
like
say the freedom ones, but
they
there
don't
has to
really
be a
have a book.
no. There has to be narrative. There has to be narrative
Oh.
and a
But
and a
Joe Rogan
direction.
don't got narrative. He just
Yes,
talks
he
with his
does.
homies.
Yes, he
does.
does.
When he's talking with his homies.
Because each narrative is towards each guest. Because he's not going to talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson the same way he's talking to
That's absolutely
Mike
true.
Tyson.
That's absolutely true.
He gonna act different. He gonna be like, "Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I respect you so much more for being smart." And then Mike Tyson's gonna say, "You're so vicious, you're a beast." And it's like,
Right.
I wouldn't put anybody on any pedestal higher or lower to the side or anything.
Right. Yeah, and I guess in a way, yeah, I listen to the ones that have that. What in my perception is at least more freedom, but you know, I think in a sense, making sure that the camera's plugged in, like you know, things I'm gonna keep note in my head. I guess. In that sense.
So you mean small things like technicality?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
So then that also goes stronger to Justin's point. Then who are you telling that to? Because it's like, damn, like if
No,
it's
you
just
know-
behind the scenes technicalities.
Right, but
that's-
I think
that's
it
not
goes
dope.
back to me being such an open book and being an honest, and back to like the last episode where I was like, at least I'm honest. I feel
Right,
like
right.
it's a
That's
very
catchphrase.
it's a very important aspect to me that I'm trying to like keep in. Where it's like, all right, what am I gonna hide it from the people? Like, whatever. This is what's in my
But
head.
what's being honest though?
Just saying
Because
what's on your
honest
mind.
is telling the truth.
Right, saying what's on your mind in a sense.
But see, I just said this too the other day. Saying what's on your mind and being honest are two different things.
saying what's on your mind honestly.
Because
saying
you
what's
don't
on your mind
always
honestly.
have to say what's on your mind.
Right, but like saying
But-
it with honesty.
Yeah, but anything is honest. I mean, I could look at someone who was in an unfortunate position and be saying what's on my mind and being honest, but to a certain extent, I could have not say that, you know? And that's something I struggle with because I know we're not supposed to, and I kind of feel like, you know, I should just say whatever's on my mind, but I also know that there's a social dilemma in people's brains right now that you can't just always say what's on your mind, you know?
You know why that is? I feel like because that's just you're not. I feel like there's levels to social dynamics. So it's like there's certain like there has to be certain cues, social cues that says you could say whatever's on your mind. Because let's say this. Let's use this as an example. Let's say you see a pretty girl at a place, right? And you want to walk up to her, and you say, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know you're very beautiful," right?
Mhm.
So technically, that person did they say what's on their mind, or did they just like they
The
said
question is the intention. Why did you let her know that? Or
Does there always have to be an intention?
or did you find her beautiful?
you found her?
But I'm saying, because if
now
every
hold on.
woman-
Does there have to be an intention?
So what if he was saying it because he believed she was beautiful and he wanted to get her number? So there were some further intentions.
Okay.
Hold on. But that's a beautiful thing that you're saying because this is exactly how I met my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like but I didn't have any intentions when I said that she was beautiful. I just said what was on my mind. Does that make sense? And I was honest. I said she was beautiful.
Okay, you want me to take? So you see how that sounds all beautiful? You want me to ruin it?
Go ahead. That's what we're
Think
here
how
for.
many times you heard that before. Bah, 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 bah.
Right, but how many times
So now,
did she?
so
Hold
now
on,
that's
I'm
the
saying
truth.
how
But
many
here's the thing.
How many times did people come and follow up with "What's your number?" afterwards? That's how I see it too.
That's true.
But here's the other thing, because now you're going too deep into the girl thing. The thing is, it's like this: if you walked up to her and said, "Hey, I think you're beautiful," and you just said what's on your mind, okay, that's not going to get you very far going on Justice's point. But it's like, do you have to sometimes alter?
No,
what's
I'm
on your
not
mind?
saying anything. I'm just saying what cause and reaction. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying there's social cues to everything you can say.
Okay.
Because I feel like some people believe saying what's on your mind and being honest, and they use that as to weaponize and just bring people down. You ever hear those people?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
they
see- I
don't
see what you
realize.
mean.
Yeah, and they're like, no, I'm just being honest. But realistically, did you
Right.
need to say that?
Because
to
I'm
that
the
person?
most. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm the most honest person in the whole entire planet. But yet, nobody looks at me as like an asshole or a dickhead
Exactly.
ever.
Exactly.
But if you need to ask me, I'm gonna give you the answer. And if I see a concern, if I see a problem, I'll give you a solution. But also, if it's a problem that can't be solved, or it's something that's just, you know what I'm saying, not for me, then you're gonna have to find it out your own way, unless you want to ask me directly that.
That's true.
But I'm gonna tell you if it's gonna help you. But if you can't change the problem, there's no point in me calling that out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's That's just so for what?
Well, and then go back to the question. Like,
So now if he was about to change the so now, because my example is going to be like, so you're not going to be honest in the sense of if you're walking down the street and you see someone extremely overweight, you're not going to just pull them to the side.
Bro,
And
honesty
say, hey,
is telling the truth.
so what
Speaking
the right
your
thing
mind
to
is a
be?
different thing.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying?
well,
And
I think
that's what I'm trying to. That's the point that I'm actually.
And I think I
furthering.
like the fact that I did say how I was feeling in a sense because I want to be honest and say how I was feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Type shit.
So
That's why I was asking who. That's why I asked who. But that's why I asked who instead of not why. I didn't need to know why. I knew why. I was asking who.
Who for what?
Exactly. But go ahead.
You guys let me know in the comments what you meant. Bye-bye.
Type shit. Type shit holds it down for real.
Johnny Skywalker.
Oh man, yeah.
We're at an hour and a half total.
That's done.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How we feeling,
Yo, monkey, I ain't dropping hold something, bro.
Hell no.
Need
You
the
said
full
we could
feature.
do-
We could.
How much is for the
It would be 100 total for 2 hours.
and then how much was it for 1:30?
No,
It would be.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking.
Yeah.
because you're already gonna get it. Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
good.
All right, no, I was just checking up with the time.
Checking it with the times.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, Justin,
Yes, sir.
what type of music? What's your next release?
My next release, I'm not exactly sure. I think it's gonna be before the end of this year, and it's gonna consist of a whole bunch of shit that I just gotta drop anyway because I want to start fresh. I want to start fresh on new music, and I need to get all the old shit out so I can do that because that's just how my process
Works.
is working right now.
I like that.
And I'm saying working right now because it's gonna update every single time.
Are you dropping a single or an EP?
I'm
Sounds like
no,
because you've
I'm
been
gonna
doing EP drops.
I'm doing a whole album.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
sounds like
gonna
you're
drop
doing an
everything.
album.
I need everybody to get it, and I need like my people be saying, "Oh, you got to drop a single and promote it, and then do them
Nah,
one by
fuck that.
one." My thing is, but if I got a fire song, I want them to hear the next song that's fire.
Well, if you're also trying to
If
release,
it's on an album.
Well, if you're trying to release the whole catalog of your backlogs and all that, then you might as well just drop.
Yeah,
an
get
album,
them
so-
shits out of here.
Yeah.
We can
And
start fresh.
hearing your new shit makes me want to be like, yeah, you should dump that shit.
Yo, and the people need to hear it. And also, if I don't drop the stuff that I find is better or more respectable, then how is anyone gonna respect my music? You know what I'm saying? Like the shit I got out right now, some of the shit I listen to, some of it, but the shit I'm gonna drop, I'll probably listen to more. And I don't really listen to myself that much.
May I ask what's your opinions, both of you? I'm gonna start with Justin, but at least for me, when I make songs, I try my best after I complete the final version that I know is good. Like I try not to listen to it until I release it.
Hell yeah.
Like
Hell yeah.
because I'm trying to like enjoy it on Spotify.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that juice too.
Yeah,
Get that
how
souped
how
up
we
pack.
feeling? That's you.
That's a thing that I actually could
relate.
I concur. Like, because there's a time when you listen to it, but at a point once you put it up, you are like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait till it comes out. Unless if you're gonna be doing content before the release, 'cause then you might have to listen to a bunch of times.
Well, you have to, depending on if you're structuring it, trying to figure out how the album placement is gonna be. You gotta hear it 1,000 times. Unfortunately, you can't be
before it even
surprised
comes
like
out.
everybody else. But I wonder if if you get a artist or someone who's well off, where they could just do the most trashiest take on a trashiest mic, send it to the world's best engineer, and then they just do the whole album, figure it out, line it up, anything like that,
Well,
like
I mean,
Mark Rubin type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to how Lil Uzi records too, I mean, the man sings specifically. Like, it takes a talent, I feel like, to specifically sing completely out of tune. So the auto tune takes into complete effect.
Nah, he be.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, dude, like you should listen to one of the studio
Nah,
sessions.
talk about out
Man's-
of tune. Future.
No. I'm not talking about
Future
when it's
be
getting auto
auto-tuned.
tuned.
Future,
Guys,
Future,
I'm not
Future
talking about
auto-tuned.
when it's auto tuned though. I'm talking about during the recording right in front of the mic. My man's is singing specifically out of tune, so that when the auto tune hits, it makes that sound that Lil Uzi Vert has.
I'm thinking Future does that too, low key, or his engineers do it every
Maybe,
verse.
but
man.
I think my point too was just like, hey, like it does seem like it's something where you just let an engineer take the job from there. I mean, how much more can Lil Uzi Vert do? And the rest is art.
Nah, but sometimes it's
And
your
engineer.
vocal shit too, because you get Playboy Cardi sound. We know exactly what I mean by
Yeah.
that. It's the
No, he
that
has a new
engineer.
sound now, dude.
Engineer didn't do none of that.
Yo, Justin, he has a new sound though now.
What is it? D voice?
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't no new sound.
Here's the thing, because
They
now
cap
you
it.
now you're talking about like the engineer. I think the beauty in between is like when you're actually able to give a vocal performance that you feel like was your best vocal performance, and then the engineer just takes it to the next
Yeah,
level.
and Trav just said it. Engineer or somebody said it. Engineering your own vocals is tough, and maybe not, you know, engineering to the T, but you know, at least getting a reference track so you can show the engineer how you want it. Being able to record yourself, because some artists like me, I like to record in private, but when
I
I'm in the
agree.
studio, it does enhance me, but it's a different me in the studio versus by myself, for sure. I can still bring myself there, but if it's other people, they're gonna make me rap more. They're gonna make me do some other.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I use, I think actually having your own equipment, being able to record
Yeah.
without anyone around is actually an amazing
More
feeling.
it gives you more personal, more artists. You know what I'm saying? It's more you, your influence. Like let's say you're going somewhere and then someone in the room don't fuck with it. I mean, I zone out, but the
Yeah.
average person, they in the stew and they see
But-
somebody make a frown, or they're not bobbing their head, or they're not smiling, automatically like, oh, did I do something
Or you're
wrong?
just gonna almost feel like that hype when you're just by yourself and you feel like you're just doing the art for yourself is gonna be slightly affected by all the people that are around it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like when you're alone inside the studio, no one else around.
But this
sometimes
still
you just-
helps though, cause like LP, he brought me to BLM, and BLM it helped me be more imaginative in my creativity. Because if you're by yourself, I'm gonna talk about my own struggles. But once I bring it to BLM, and it's like
BLM brothers like me.
it's
Brothers
like
me.
it's like other people's struggles involved now. So now we're
Right.
creating a story. So I don't feel like I'm lying or being dishonest about myself. I feel like I'm collaboratively creating a picture, like a movie or something like that.
Wow, I like that. I like that a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of growth happened within that time of Brothers Like Me's
Yeah,
little
for sure.
adventures. We had,
Hell yeah.
we would call it was gym sessions. We would say like,
Hell
we would
yeah.
go to the studio
Real
twice, 3 times a month,
Mhm.
and really put in the work. And we, I would say we had a catalog of 40 songs. Now
R.
they're
Kelly
all
Boot Camp.
released on-
R. Kelly Boot Camp.
Yeah, R. Kelly Boot Camp.
Yo,
Pause.
you know what he's talking about. That's crazy. But
Yeah, dude.
serious.
Yeah,
you
the
guys
Brothers-
said you have 40 songs that are released right now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, 40 songs on the Brothers Like Me Spotify, but that's all from everything that we've worked on. And ever since then, we are holding on to a Nigerian EP that's yet to have,
So-
the visualizers that I'm looking for, the film.
When we do this, Justin, can you tell me the story of BLM from like your perspective? When did BLM start for you? When did you get into BLM?
I mean, I don't know. It was Marco. It was busy. It was busy Lance Marco. I mean, low key. Right?
Busy. So yeah, BLM. This is actually a beautiful time to explain. BLM, the name BLM for our Spotify and etc., was originally the group chat for Busy Asky, LP Smalls, which was my
Okay.
old name. Lance. So Lance Prince is my new artist name, which is my actual name, and then there's LP Smalls, which was my old name, and then Marco Dobre. So there's 3 artists: Busy, LP, Marco.
BLM.
BLM. And
Yeah.
then we brought on Justyn and Ricky, another artist in the group. We brought them on over after like at least 2 or 3 months of working on this stuff.
Okay.
And they started hearing our projects. They really enjoyed what we were doing and they wanted to come in on this.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm
that's-
all about connecting
it's
people.
funny.
Right? Like Justin, you would agree like connecting is almost like kind of like
Oh yeah, yo, he's number one with that. But yo, can I just say
Yeah.
that's kind of reminds me with my name with the Justyn.irl, because it was something negative, the IRL part. It was something negative, and then I changed it to I rather leave. And then most
Oh.
people would be like, in real life. So it's like, yo, I really am the realest one though in this life.
In
so
real
it's like
life.
for real.
Yeah.
And think to take it all, we
Oh wow!
combined.
So it actually started out as like a darker thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it meant something bad.
And you see,
I'd rather.
BLM didn't even have.
I took that. When I first heard your name too, I was like, "Yo, this is fire. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like that's a good ass name."
And at the radio show, they also enjoyed, just hearing his name is different, But, BLM, the idea then became like, oh, shit, like, not only can we not stick to it being Busy Asky, LP Smalls, and Marco as the meaning of BLM, well, we want to be able to interchange group members, add group members, or not even call it group members, just have collaboratives.
yeah,
So it's like, how
just
are we
a
gonna do
collective.
that?
What's that thing? Quality control almost.
Quality control is a good example of that. And what do you call it? Ricky, shout outs to Ricky. He recommended the idea on a phone call one day. He was just like, brothers like me, because we're all alike. I was like, damn, yeah, we all brothers are alike. Yeah, but so brothers like me, we going through the same shit, just with contrasting beliefs and contrasting opinions and contrasting views. But that doesn't change what we're going through, whether it's reflective, opposite, or similar.
Simple.
And best put, it stretched into this conglomerative project that now is what everybody's watching, and BLM, yeah, like back to the initials. And again, I do want to say, so if it ever is put into the news and eventually BLM, yeah, it's meant to be controversial. It's not only meant meaning of Blue Lives Matter or Black Lives Matter, but like, hey, like it's gonna be a name you remember. It's like you're gonna see the Spotify and be like, what the fuck? They're what? And whether you start to think it's political or not, but at least if you listen to the music,
Yeah, once you hear it, you're gonna know what's going on.
Right, you stay, and we have built a fan base of 460 followers on Spotify, for example, and then 2,300 on YouTube. So it shows that it is working. And hey, like you could think the name is controversial all day, but we're not controversial in that sake. What we're making is art, and it's really just playing on this game of this modern age. I feel like the modern age is all about controversy and how to get canceled. And if you get canceled, if anything, your name gets out there further and deeper. So if y'all want to be on that, then hey, we're gonna ride that wave. And if you don't, then fine, just go enjoy our music for what it is and leave us without that controversy. It's up to you. Just choose. But yeah, that's the origins of BLM, and it became a gym. It became a place where we went to work on our craft together.
Yep.
And we went off on our own ways, and now we're back. And here and there, Marco's gonna come on and visit the podcast. Shout out Marco Dobre.
Busy Ass, you think you get Busy Ass on the podcast?
I've been trying to get in contact with Busy Asky. He has a fourth child, so he's been a lot busier.
That's fire.
Busy Asky, and he runs 9 tattoo shops. If nobody knows, Busy Asky, the Nigerian guy in most of the music videos. Yeah, busy Asky. I'm busy if you ask me. Yeah, he runs 9 tattoo shops. I think he's moving on to 10. He has 4 or 5 in Nigeria and 4 or 5 in New York City.
Does he travel back and forth?
He does not. He lets it all up to the workers in Nigeria, and he has family that runs it.
Oh, okay.
That he trusts, and then in the city, he has all of the franchises that he does travel to and from, and that's shout outs to him, Busy Asky. I love you, bro. He has helped.
Busy Asky, good man.
Yeah, he's the man. He helped pay for so many studio sessions with us, so many of the music videos. We went half and half, so it's just like very, very blessed and bemored to have had him throughout this journey. And obviously, life will bring paths across once again. Justyn and I lost connection a few hundred times, throughout this music journey, and no goes to say that God has a reason to have souls, meet,
type shit.
And God, universe, the stars, whatever you want to call it. Type shit. I'm not gonna cab y'all. I do need to take a piss, so I'm gonna run in there real quick. I'm gonna take a piss, but just not to distract the conversation.
Keep going.
Do your thing. Busy ass. Should we pause while you piss, or we can keep going?
I think we should keep going.
That's what I'm thinking. All right, cool. So, oh man,
But you did say you wanted to come here and actually talk about something, but I don't know if you ever got a chance to get it off your chest.
That's true.
Did you?
Oh, this is like a deep thing, like a big gem. I feel like I should get into. So here's the whole thing. So it's interesting that we were talking about like vanity and stuff like that, because over these past couple of days, I've been talking to some people, just looking at different things, and I feel like one of the biggest downfall of artists today is we actually try so hard to mix music and business all the time.
Yep.
And this is what it's like. It's crazy because when you scroll through Instagram or like TikTok, if you have like music as what you do, usually they'll suggest the videos to you. It's most people say, "Oh, I'm an independent artist. I got to do this."
Yeah, they send you more music stuff, and it's not music anymore. It's advertising.
Yep.
So
now I feel like that's where, because what I kind of realized is like being an artist, you really have to just engulf yourself into the art. And like try to
you gotta forget. If you want to be a real artist, you gotta forget all the business side completely.
Business
you can't
and
do
analytics,
it.
Bro,
you can't do it at all. But the path we're on in certain life, we gotta balance it. Ourselves.
Yeah,
and then some people be like, "Oh, no label. You don't want to sign a label." But a label is the machine that gives you that. Because even if you had the right tools, the label is still that machine that's gonna get you that look, that glossy finish on the end. You feel me?
Which is true, but now here's what actually I think the most important part is. I think it's team.
Team.
It's team. Having a team.
Brent Fayez did it. They said Brent Fayez did it. You know Brent Fayez?
Yeah.
They said he did it with a team, and they just got a loan from the bank or something for like 40,000 and just made it work.
You could be the label. All you need is a team. If you have one person focusing on artists, and then you have a team, because that's like, if you look at the business, it's like this one person's making the product, and then you have your whole team behind you. I feel like that's the importance.
But why would you want? Why the question is, how do you get anyone to want to be on your team? They gotta see potential. That's the big question. They gotta see potential. So it's either your song gonna be fire
as fuck,
you getting numbers, or
personal
or
energy.
both.
Maybe
or personal energy.
Yeah, I feel
but
like
my thing is, if that person's on your team because you're getting numbers, though, just know it's gonna suck. If that person's on your team because they see, oh, you're getting streams, and now they want to focus you, it's gonna suck.
Now I'm gonna say something about that. That's basically what a label is. A label is on your
team
because you're
that is what a label is. But there's so much money, and they might let you rock. Some labels are gonna have a manager in the room, and they're gonna tell you this is what you got to do, this or that. Some labels or some management teams, some teams are gonna be like, let him go in the room, do whatever he wants to do, and we're gonna put that out. Then you might be alright as an artist.
You know and it's like, because then you have they have their, because a label has A&R. Still you. This, like the label has all their different people around to help build an artist up.
Yeah, but also you don't want to change the artist too. Some labels are changing the artist or making industry plans. That's what I'm saying. You might not want to build true artists. You want to do your own shit.
Name an industry plant that comes off of the top of your head right now. Johnny first. Go.
I know why you said that.
I got one right now. Ian Dior.
That's the one that people always talk about.
Really?
But my thing is, I can never meet
Baby Keem.
But look, personally,
Baby Keem?
Listen.
No one industry plant.
But catch this right here, right? Knowing the struggle as an artist, no one is an industry plant.
Right. No. But you get where I'm coming from.
Now let me ask you this, because I just heard a conspiracy that Eminem was an industry plant. Like just today,
I would agree. And let me tell you this
video that said Eminem was an industry plant.
I would agree.
Listen, your race does not dictate whether you like Eminem or not. And if somebody say they don't like Eminem, they just saying they don't like Eminem.
I agree.
All right. He rapping fast.
I used to like fast rap, and changing topics. I used to like fast rapping, but now it's just not my thing. I don't enjoy it.
And I was just listening to somebody, a white rapper who's not Eminem, Lil Dicky. Surprisingly, I was listening to Lil Dicky. And he was just clowning fast rap in his song. He was like, he started rapping fast, and he was like, oh, I hate when I do that. Like in the song.
But would you agree? Like that's kind of shout outs to Tech 9.
Yeah, Twista, Busta Rhymes. They do it properly.
But no, but hold on. But would you not say it's kind of not something anyone is looking for in music anymore?
You got to have taste. You got to have taste when you do it. When those guys did it, it was a beat that matched it, and there was a time period that appreciated it.
It was impressive at that time.
There was a time period that appreciated it.
Yeah,
because it could always be impressive, but it just gotta hit.
But the thing is, you could
Twista can make a song right now.
But if you're gonna say you're a rapper, I feel like being a rapper is also like.
She nice in being a rapper. I was talking about being an artist.
Now that's what I was gonna say. There's two different things. Yeah. If you believe you're a rapper, I feel like you should take your time to build all the skills, and you should be able to perform that type of fast rap.
Nah, see me, I'm so into the world of artistry. There are no rules, bro. I can't hear no rule for nothing. I don't care if you said the mic. Oh, here's the $10,000 mic versus the $500 mic, bro. XXXTentacion, bro. I didn't even listen to him like that.
It was off of a $10
but a lot of people liked him, right? And he made music in a hotel screaming in the basement, in the garage,
on like some janky ass computer.
For real,
So here's the thing: as an artist, do you believe that there's things that you should, like a certain level of things that you should hold yourself accountable to learn? It's like, okay, I'm an artist in the music field. What do you think is something important that you should learn, or do you think it just doesn't matter? Do whatever.
Because you believe in a formula, Johnny, right?
I don't believe in a formula.
Okay.
I'm just saying, as an artist, I was like, okay, I see that, like me, I was like, I see that these people are able to rap fast, and I was like, I want to learn to rap fast so that I could like perfect that skill, just because it was like something that you were like, I want to be able to have that level under my belt.
Yeah, but that energy you're putting into perfecting that skill, at the same time, you're already inspired first. Just by listening to it, you already got the inspiration.
Right.
But by trying to perfect it in that way, you could be closing out your own voice, your own
You are
thoughts.
right. I mean, see, the issue was for me, I was never actually as focused on technicalities. So it's like I never actually fully took the time to like focus on technicalities and do like. You ever spent time doing technical rap practice ever?
No, and not me. And I know Lance. He has a classical background. He has technical backgrounds. He has like the
I was
science.
classically trained in Italian auras.
But when you hear him, I feel like there's nobody else that sounds like him. Though.
Oh damn!
He's original straight up, and he might say, "Oh, I'm inspired by this, and I idolize this." But we've also had talks, and I'm like, the word idolization is hard, and I felt the same way like you did, Johnny.
Yeah.
Like idolization is too harsh of a word,
That's what I
and
was
he
saying.
still continues to use it, but it's still not taking away his train of thought. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
It's not diverting him from his own. You
So
know?
do you think I'm just defining it, bro?
No, I ain't say no. You just define it how you define it.
Yeah, because that's what
Because I
said.
use it too. I idolize certain things too, but it would be hard for me to give you an example. But I do idolize some things too.
Interesting. I appreciate that. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
I
it is. It is.
unironically
No, you
idolize
gotta be
certain
original. You
things.
gotta be original. It don't matter if you study stuff. You still gotta be original. And some people say, well, if I copy something, I'm still gonna bring my own swag, like a big one. No
Right.
disrespect. I love his music separately because it's inevitable to copy someone else tone for tone exactly. But Coach Ice and Playboy Cardi, like
Coach Ice and Playboy Cardi.
yeah, Coach Ice sounds very similar. That's all I'll say.
Interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. You mentioned that there's a lot of artists that actually share that common. I would
Matter
actually
of fact,
say
there's a
one-
meme on it. They say the Cardi clones.
Tell me how you feel about me about to say this. I was about to say ASAP Rocky and Joey Badass.
Oh, but they came from the
That's-
same culture, same
But they,
hood.
right, but
Hold
they
on, hold
sound
on.
the same.
But they
Sound the
rap
same as,
together,
like,
did they
their-
not?
Their tonality?
Tonalities and stylistically what they're trying
I
to.
don't think
ASAP Rocky go harder. Joey Badass is more for the boom bap.
So
A$AP Rocky
and
made
that's
his
why
own
I was
sound.
going to say ASAP Rocky and Joey Badass.
Joey
are not
Badass do
really-
more boom bap
I
for
don't
sure.
put them like say they're that similar. I feel like they're completely different lanes. Maybe would you say the production, like the beats, at one point at the beginning?
Maybe. I
It's
hear it
the
in
New
their
York.
voice.
It's the New York you're
Okay.
hearing in their voice.
Okay.
Straight up. It's that New York
But
grind.
does that kind of remind you of what the Playboy Cardi and Coach Ice?
Nah,
That's like
because
saying-
Coach Ice, I mean,
Don't
because
say.
Playboy Cardi went to a certain level that we know that Coach Ice took that
But you-
exact influence.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Now, would you
okay,
say, how
yeah.
about this? Like all Atlanta rappers are gonna
Not
obviously
say it's-
come
not
out
say
coming
it's wrong.
sounding the same. That's like because you're saying, oh, New York.
Yeah, a
New
lot of
York.
people sound the same. That's why music, a lot of people are, the listener is in a bad space right now.
Oh shit!
That's why they don't like music. That's why the music is getting
I
washed
was
up.
actually watching a video today. This is something else I want to say, which I'll circle back to the actual point that I said now that Lance is back. But I was watching a video where basically what they were saying was there used to the title of the video was hip hop has an age problem.
Interesting.
What is the first thing you think of when I say something like that?
The
Age gap.
30-year-olds,
Once you're
40-year-olds
older.
are- Yeah.
Yeah,
Taking
basically
over.
it was
I was
saying
just
that
thinking
there's
that.
no one else that took the spots of so there was the new generation, which is basically like you think Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, and like those people of that generation. And it said no one else came that was able to let those guys like fade away as their swan song.
Not
See,
yet,
'cause
though.
I
And then
can't-
they have Lil Wayne,
but
who's
see,
now rapping at an older age.
Listen, I
But
can't
yeah,
speak
but
on this
guess
because I
not
feel
yet
like
is the answer on
I
that
feel
one.
like I can't speak on this because there's a limit to there's an age I don't know limit or barrier to who can use the word hip hop because I feel like that was a
Oh.
word for a certain time period because if I use it right now somebody who's older than me when hip hop started is gonna be like that's not what hip hop is and how am I gonna tell them the person that was there when it started what
Right.
it is
No,
you
I
know
agree with that.
That's very interesting.
but then that means I have to listen to the old heads and disrespect Quavo and say that their music isn't tough, but their music is tough.
Right.
But it might not be hip hop though. And then people
So then
look
what
at
is it?
Quavo, all his stuff is hip hop music. Then he just make a song with Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
You know,
So now, what would you? So what would be the new thing to call it? Let's say we don't call it.
pop music,
It's all because
contemporary
Hip hop has
hip-hop.
become pop music.
We just were at the radio show and the lady says, "I'm making the new wave is contemporary hip hop." I'm like, I guess that just means hip hop
All of
made
it.
today.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's crazy.
But it covers too many things. It covers rock. It covers emo. It covers all this different stuff.
What's the time check?
Contemporary
5 more
hip
minutes.
hop.
But 5 more minutes. But
All right, but yeah, so I'll just finalize with the point.
Yeah,
But basically,
wrap
the thing
around
is, so that video is wild if you want to look into it. Basically, it's saying like that there's an age problem, and rappers are getting are the hip hop or whatever it was is like older now, and it was like just an interesting piece. But the whole thing I was going back to was that a team is most important for an artist because an artist has to detach from vanities.
What do you mean by that word? I don't understand.
Now, when I say it, vanity metrics on social media.
Okay.
So to have a team to help you, so you don't have to actually look at statistics and all that bullshit.
But how they gonna help you without telling you what to do? If they see one song go harder, and I know this other song goes harder,
Right.
they're gonna say push the other one that statistically is going harder. And the real fans gonna know. I remember every artist that I like, I could tell you what song all the fans gonna like.
Right.
But it's not their top song on Apple. Type shit.
Interesting.
Type shit.
Yeah, and I was even gonna carry it back to like there was a point about just the positive and the negative energy on the sense, and I don't know if this is kind of off topic, but something beautiful to just throw out there. I saw a video about how you could talk to water, give it positive words like beautiful, gorgeous, sparkly, like positive words,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
and when they
100%.
freeze it and they microscopically, look into
Not
it,
real.
it's beautiful
Not real.
shapes. And then if you put negative words, then it's all,
Yeah,
when you
but
freeze it, it's all negative.
I believe
shapes,
it changes it.
like
but
ugly shapes.
But my thing is, right, if I attack you with my words right now and you spoke a different language, is the spell still in transaction?
You know what's funny though?
Hold
Hold on, but you know what's funny though? I was in a way bringing that point because it supported
Whoa.
Justyn.
Because that's like the
It
same
supported
thing.
Justin's point earlier.
But also, it's like if you
Yeah.
talk to a dog, and like if you, depending on your tone,
Yeah,
that's how
but
they,
it's
like,
the
take what
tone
you're
though. It's
saying.
not the word.
Right.
It's the tone. Because if I
That's
start
a good
getting
point.
then you know what I'm saying. It's something negative.
like,
Where I'm
so
like,
if an English person is, let's say you have two people speak different languages and one person is angry and they're speaking to the person, you're gonna be like, whoa, I can tell this person's angry. What the hell are they saying?
Right.
So it's all about the tone of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's I think that's a really beautiful way to just touch up the podcast. I mean,
Yeah, I think let's say this. Let's say this. I just want to appreciate anybody that is trying to do something out there. This is episode number 2 of the Winter Table Podcast. Maybe it was unstructured. It was fun. It was just
It
us.
was fun.
Like, listen,
It
I
was
think
fun.
here's the thing. Just express yourself is super important. And to further down on that, whatever you want to do in life, it is possible. It just takes you saying I want to do it and actually putting the energy towards it.
and surround yourself with people that will help you
To go back
that
to a
direction.
team. Yeah, it's like
hey, wait, but hold on. Come on. I got to bring the IRL approach. I'm sorry. But also be careful what you're trying to do too. Because, you know what I'm saying? Who says each person's standard is what I got to do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because someone's a millionaire don't mean I got to be
but
there.
that's why I say
Is
it's
it?
what you want to do.
Yeah, man.
'Cause
It's always to you.
Mhm.
Don't like
the
we all
individual.
gotta have you gotta know what you actually want in the end of the day, because what you want is probably different from what this person wants.
I'm more of a hippie though. I'm going to just breathe. And I'm not
know
going
what? And you
on.
know what? And then we breathe with you. You feel me? Like that's
Yeah.
how we is. That's how
That's
we is.
it.
We mend and mold, and we bold. We doing this shit. This is the Winter Table Podcast. This is Lance Prince. You can find me anywhere. Lance Prince.
God.
YouTube. Lance
Boom.
Prince. Spotify. Instagram. Apple Music. Lance Prince. It's easy to spell.
Go
Easy
ahead,
peasy. Justyn.irl. Easy peasy.
Johnny Walker. Yeah, you can find me anywhere as well. Instagram, Spotify. Probably just have some links in the description.
Yeah, we're going to have thewintertable.com linked in the bio. Thewintertable.com will pop up right now on the screen. You guys, yeah. We got clothing dropping on the 2nd. We have a new hoodie, yellow summertime hoodie. Yep, that's how we do it right there. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about this podcast video. How did we do? We always start somewhere, and this should be
Forget
motivation
how
for
they-
y'all to
how
start
we did.
somewhere. This is the Winter Table mentality.
This is just
We winners.
We're just doing this. This is just
Out of the
matter,
love.
right? Yeah, it's like just this is entertainment.
This is fun for
so
fuck sure, yeah.
once again, the Winning Table Podcast. Stay winning. W.
Much love, y'all.
Oh yeah, subscribe.